Choo. Hello, hello. Good evening. Thank you for the pad. Let's hope my internet is a little nicer today. Hello. Thank you for the short hair. I hope you're all doing well. Screaming intensifies. We were screaming because we were watching an anime. Or like I was watching an anime at double the speed. Because the anime is very slow. And while it generally interests me, it is very fucking slow. So I'm not above watching anime at like a higher speed than they originally are. I have to read the subtitles anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And for some reason, this one decides to write out a bunch of extra tags, like, oh, I don't know, something the character is thinking to themselves, and every other anime would have the characters just think these things, right? They're thinking it, so it's still voiced because it's an anime. No, this one's like, oh, I'm gonna write the text here, and then I'm gonna write the text here, and then I'm gonna write the text here. You have to read like 3 things at once that they could have just said, you know, with their mouths. But no, it's all just written there. So I was like, why is it written? That's why I've been yelling. Hi, very good evening. It's a lot of fun to watch an anime at double the speed though, and it still feels, except for some movements, it still feels like you're actually just watching it in normal time because the anime overall is just so fucking slow. Genuinely. I'm so glad that there seems to be some kind of resurgence for shoujo or more romantic, romance-based anime again, but this one feels like a very, like some kind of PowerPoint mostly, not an anime. We also watched 1/3 of an anime with good scene pacing. Yeah, with a little more fan service than was strictly necessary considering we're here for the mystery and the mystery. Yeah. I've been doing nothing except for like looking at my screen the entire day, not gonna lie. So let's look at my screen for a little more and watch these girls be gay. That's always good. Last time we stopped right when we were about to call out to Seoul. Because even our new Miss I don't really get along with people managed to see that Sue is apparently pushing herself. They're making the fan service into a 12-stem plot point. Yeah! Like, have you ever seen an anime that makes the underwear one of the main characters is wearing into a plot point? It's like, what color was the underwear you were wearing yesterday? Huh? And it is important. It is an important plot point. They literally... No, we did not watch Strike Witches. So yes, gay in July. We don't stop. This is a gay all time around stream. Why is there fan service? Yeah, it's an experience. The unidentified nudist has left black underwear at the crime scene. No, they made it a big plot point because that way they could tell like, oh, you were wearing white underwear yesterday, so that means this is from yesterday. Okay. I also watched the first episode of Strike, which is many years ago, and I started a like panty shot counter, but then I was unsure of what I should count as a panty shot because technically the panties are there all the time, so it's like, is it still a panty shot? Is this just what's happening? I did not, in fact, finish the anime ever, and I don't plan on doing that. But yeah, that could have been it. I just remembered not only having seen like that one fucking episode and then just going like, okay, maybe not. Yeah. Could be. It has been a while. I caught up on like I finished watching Oshinoko and wait, hold on, what else did I finish watching? I finished 2 animes yesterday. What? God damn it, what else was it? What else did I finish watching? Oh yes, I finished watching Skip and Loafer and Oshinoko yesterday. So I'm catching up with my seasonal anime that I started watching during the season. I'm trying very hard. You should determine the point in time at which a particular event occurred. Yeah. Stupid. I am on a roll. I'm also going to immediately save here again because you wanted me to save. Boom. Gotta start the game so you can save it again. I just did! Get out of my head. Didn't watch anything in months other than Spy Family. Yeah, to be fair, I haven't really read much. I was actually planning on getting some reading done today again, but then I just watched anime, so it's like, okay, I guess it's one of those times where I'm more likely to watch an anime again. And then sometime next week it's gonna be like, okay, now it's only reading or whatever. Final episode of Witch from Mercury season 2 tonight. Oh, the final episode? Ooh, stay strong. Stay strong. I haven't watched Gundam any part of it, but stay strong. Yeah, we're watching that all soon. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's get into it. Now that she's done pushing my wheelchair, I can finally look back up into her clear gaze. Feeling somewhat criticized, I rest my gaze away and call out to the girl who's staring at the rabbits with a similar degree of intensity.
知ってるか? トマトって8000種類もあるんだってよ。
I did not know.
そうなの。
そうなの?
ああ、最近やたらと勧められるから知ったんだけどな。そう。
But yeah, my pro tip for anyone who's struggling to finish watching anything, regardless of the length, if you're going to have subtitles anyway, so you have to read to understand what they're saying, watch it at a higher speed. So you can't look away because you have to focus on the subtitles, and the subtitles are faster because everything is going faster. I am making it through so much more stuff by just watching it. Like at 1.25, 1.5 the speed, it works. And the voice pitch immediately starts bothering me. Yeah, well, I guess I'm lucky in that sense. It does not bother me as much. Most people can't read me as quick as you. I mean, yeah. You spent all summer waiting through Endless 8. I watched Endless 8 on my own. And I watched all of them and I was like, what the fuck is this? I own both seasons of Haruhi on DVD. Like I spent money to have those in boxes, and I watched that and I was like, it really is the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's fucking stupid. So glad I didn't have to see that in real time. Between every episode of suffering, I can imagine, yeah. I smile as she glances my way. You spend money to have those in boxes. Yeah! Her long and enviable lustrous hair stirs in the breeze, and she smooths it back down with her hand. I'm sure that plenty of people have tried to talk about it with her before me, but in the end everyone's decided to keep their mouths shut and wait for time to pass. Shinohana continues to hold back her hair, giving me a glimpse of the undisguisable sorrow in her eyes. Her grief shines through no matter how hard she tries to conceal it. It's obviously very acute, and I can see that even more plainly now that I'm trying to speak with her about it directly.
Sasaki姉妹、いちごとリンゴだったか?
It was.
あいつら楽しそうだったな。
I want to read
収穫祭なんて初めてだったよ。
sometime.
ええ、そうね。微笑ましかったわ。 ああ、私も存外に楽しかったよ。ま、上級生に囲まれて鬱陶しくはあったが。
Shirahane jokingly tells me I'm being mean when she hears my crack at Komikado senpai and Yatsushiro senpai. But even if she's smiling, her smile doesn't reach her eyes, and the empty geisha just depresses me.
私もそうだった。この学院に入ってから、何でも初めては楽しいものだわ。
でも、今のお前は楽しそうじゃない。
Those words are the cue, and a tense silence stretches out between us. Neither of us wants the other to say anything.
そんなことないわ。楽しんでいるわよ。とっても美味しかったし。
自分は焼いてばっかりだったろうが、口をつける気なんてなかったんだろう。
She averts her gaze, turning back to the rabbit pen. While she's not looking, I take a deep breath to psych myself up.
お前も知っているだろうが、私は嘘をつくのが得意でね。だから相手の嘘も見抜けるんだ。なあ白羽、お前光作が学院を去ったことから。
Gathering my courage, I finally managed to get the words out. Shirahane narrows her eyes, though, in real pain. Wait, Shirahane narrows her eyes. What? Shirahane narrows her eyes. Though in real pain. As though in real pain, before smiling at me again.
違うわ、八重垣さん。
was like, am I losing my mind?
彼女のことは忘れたの。だから、八重垣さんが気にするようなことはないわ。
Yeah, no, that's a lie.
そうかい。
そうよ。
She's smiling bravely, but all I see is a little girl trying not to cry.
人間の価値は絶望的な敗北に直面していかに振る舞うかにかかっている。誰が言った言葉かわかるかい？
Although she looks confused, my bookworm body answers with Hemingway. I bring my wheelchair closer so that my words might better reach her.
お前の振る舞いは大人だよ。塔が立った女が言う分には異論はない。だが私たちはまだ子供なんだ。
子供。
ああ、物分かりが良すぎる。子供のようにダダをこねたっていいんだ。
So true.
そんな。だって。
だってなんだ、光作が戻ってこないか。だから無駄だってのか。
そうよ。だから私は。
黙って口を塞ぎ忘れるか。悪いがそいつは悪手だぞ。
I'm getting worked up. She stares at me, her eyes threatening to swallow me whole. I soften my tone like I'm dealing with a child on the verge of breaking down.
だってお前があいつを忘れられるわけがないだろ。
I go on to tell her about the scene I witnessed at the Feast of the Assumption when they performed the Tota Pulchra S together with Shirahane on the piano. I tell her that I saw then what was between them, how they understood one another. Shirahane's shoulders tremble as she listens to my speech then.
なぜなんで私に黙って
Romanized Earth's O
聞
instead
い
of...
てしまったの。
Wait, where? Where did they do that? Eh? Where? Where is it? Oh, yeah. She finally bears her true feelings.
だよな。やっぱり納得なんかできないんだよ。理由も言わずに消えたんだろう。なあ白羽。
She's crying now. I smile at her, that smile people say is like a cat's.
だったら
I become so
真相を
tired of you
暴い
doing
て
the
みない
same
か。
thing.
暴く真相って。
前にも言ったがゲイリー・クーパーだ。真昼の決闘だよ。白か黒かはっきりさせなくちゃならない。
理由を知ろうというの？
Mm-hmm.
そうだ。 何も言わず消えたから気になるのさ。
ゲリークーパ
訳を知ったら本当に忘れたくなるようなくだらない理由かもしれないぜ。
エリカさん、
At long last, she shows me a real smile.
私マユリがなぜ学院を去ったのか調べてみる。悲しむのはそれからよね。
ああ、物足りないだろうが、泣くなら私の胸を貸してやるよ。
ありがとう。
She whispers her gratitude and wipes away her tears. I smile at the rabbits who are watching us with startled expressions on their little faces. I guess it was worth making a wish on my eyelash. It's one thing if everyone else calls her smiles cat-like, but if she says it herself, it makes it sound even worse. Oh, really? I could have... Wow.
グリ
Okay.
ム童話にラプンツェルと呼ばれる一編がある。
That was the end of the chapter. I could have done it last time.
長年子をなせなかった夫婦がようやく子を授かる。しかし妊娠した妻は食が細く、魔女の庭に生えるラプンツェルという野菜が欲しいと乞う。夫は願いを聞き入れ盗みに入るも、魔女に見つかり、生まれた子と交換することでラプンツェルを与えることを承諾した。やがて生まれた子を魔女は約束通りにもらい受け、子をラプンツェルと名付け、森の中の高い塔へと閉じ込める。そして長い月日が経ち、偶然森の中を歩いていた王子が歌声に導かれラプンツェルを見つける。二人は何度も仰せを交わし、やがて愛し合い、彼女は妊娠する。事実を知った魔女は怒り、ラプンツェルの髪を切り荒野へと放逐した。何も知らず訪れてきた王子も魔女から罵られ、事の顛末を知り絶望し、
I was about to say, where's the part where hands are blind?
失明する。物語は盲目のまま森をさまよう王子とラプンツェルは再会し、奇跡から視力を取り
She
戻
ends up
し、
crying,
王国へと
and
戻り、
her tears
末
actually
永く
make it so
幸
we
せ
can
に
see
暮らし
again.
ました。で終わる。だが私にはこの話を聞かされ、
The original
腑に落ちな
Rapunzel
かったことがある。
fairy tale is quite different from every single
他の
adaptation
教
I've
訓
ever
を含
seen.
む偶話とは違い、正直者が困難に遭うも
good
難を
evening!
逃れ
We
報
just
われ
got
た
started.
という話ではないからだ。
Having a good time.
夫婦は願
Oh,
い、
you.
魔女は対価を払う。しかしラプンツェルだけは何の代償もなかった。ロークを味わってはいるが、それは身から出たサビなのではないのかと。これから始まる物語は対価を払うことなく願いを叶えようとする道化者の
No,
話。
actually, if I remember correctly, he didn't just fall into mud. He fell into some kind of poisonous berry bush or something that blinded him. I still don't have the book with me, otherwise I could look it up right now and tell you what it says in my Grimm's Märchen. I get a new puppy. Ooh! That's nice. What you gonna name it? Hold on. Ja, genau. Der Königssohn geriet außer sich vor Schmerzen und der Verzweiflung sprang er den Turm herab. Das Leben brachte er davon, aber die Dornen, in die er fiel, zerstachen ihm die Augen. Da irrte er blind im Wald umher, aß nichts als Wurzeln und Beeren und tat nichts als jammern und weinen über den Verlust seiner liebsten Frau. 2 von ihren Tränen aber benetzten seine Augen. Da wurden sie wieder klar und er konnte damit sehen, wie sonst. I don't like how this one is written, but it does say what. That's definitely the same version as the one I have. Puppy snapper. It's lunchtime. I got down my pre-meal pill, then pinned a bunch of noodles with my chopsticks, dunked them in soy dipping sauce, and slapped it down enthusiastically. I like how we have like 5 different versions of her eating, because she always has something else. But it's always salad on the other side, always. The cold noodles slide down my throat, cooling me from the inside out. Some added synnets. I'm grateful for the refreshingly simple taste of noodles and sauce alone.
それだけだと栄養が偏りそうね。
I mean, she only has salad every single time.
相変わらずサラダだけのやつには言われたくない。
Then fruit couldn't be me. She takes her pill too and starts on her salad. Well, I refer to it as a salad, but it's really a medley of summer vegetables. Bell pepper, cucumber, tomato, all harvested from the school grounds. Lush, fresh, and certainly healthy.
でも涼やかでいいわね。
Just looking at the ice noodles sitting in the clear bowl seems to have a cooling effect. It never shows on her face, but the temperature seems to be taking its toll on my amitié partner. She's staring at my noodles covetously.
収穫祭を過ぎてから
You would never trust a
一気
school
に
farm?
暑くなったよな。
No, I mean, you definitely know where the food comes from. I say this as though the event's already long gone, but not much time has actually passed, though the weather's changed dramatically. Back then it had been hot too, but a quick rest in the shade of a tree made it fairly bearable. Now you break a sweat without lifting a finger. And that's not all that's changed.
知らね。
Oh, what's happening? It seems that the talking to I gave her at the Harvest Festival had its desired effect. The strength has returned to her eyes, and she's finally back to being my usual bookworm buddy. Ika Hanabishi, who spends a lot of time with her, seems to have sensed it too, as have the Sasagi twins. They've all come by separately to thank me. I shrugged them off, feeling a bit self-conscious, but even yet Shiro-senpai had been moved to thank me in her own roundabout way. It's made me realize just how fond everyone is of my bookworm buddy, which isn't exactly something I have myself.
氷溶けてしまうわよ。ああ。
For a while there's nothing to be heard beside the satisfying crunch of the salad vegetables and the peculiarly Japanese sound of noodles being served.
どうした？まつげが目に入ったのよ。
She blinks rapidly, but her clumsy prodding fails to remove the offending eyelash and tears well up in her eyes as she rubs at it.
取ってやるよ。あなたが？嫌なら断ればいい。
But she puts her fork down and settles herself in front of me with a simple please.
ちょっと待ってくれよ。
But also just go in front of a mirror. I get her to sit down on the bed, then go over to my desk and bring her back some eye drops. Just... Why make it so complicated?
目薬なんて持っていたの？読書家にはマストアイテムだろ。ほら、使えって。
A must-have for an avid reader. I have not once used eye drops. And I am also an avid reader. Like, okay, I have used eye drops before in my life, but not for like, oh no, my eyes hurt or whatever. I've only ever used eye drops at the doctors when they look at them and they have to put them in. I hate it. I hand them over to her, but she just stares at them. Don't tell me.
お前、目薬さしたことないとか言うんじゃ
Affection.
ないだろ
Ah, yeah.
あるわ。ただ、自分でやったことがないだけよ。
I suppose people who never read books, even textbooks, don't really need them. I promise you, most people don't actually need them ever, even if they read a lot. Whereas I administer them 2 or 3 times a day. Girl! Wait. Overusing our drops can set up a cycle of dependency. Your eyes have to work even harder to deliver oxygen and nutrients to the blood vessels. The more you use the drops, the redder your eyes become. This is sometimes referred to as rebound redness. Eventually, this can escalate to chronic eye redness. Girl, you're so stupid. And to my eyes get reflexively blinking. Ah, yeah, I hate that part. It's like, you know it's coming, and it feels horrible to have the eye, the air hit your eye.
わかった。刺してやるから待ってろ。
I head over to her, amused at our sudden role reversal.
目力強いな。
早くして。
What I don't understand is, since she seems to have bad eyes and is squinting all the time and can't see properly, why does she not have glasses? She just drops at me.
目を閉じるな。
信じていいのね。
そういう言葉はここ一番に取っておくもんだぞ。
わかったわ。
She nervously opens her eyes. They still seem to be glaring across at me angrily.
そのままだ。
Strong belief will cure you. Don't. I squeeze a drop into them and she shrinks back reflexively. Huh. She's trembling like a young girl, although I suppose that's fair enough given that she is one.
パチパチさせてみろ。手じゃない。目をだ。
そう。
I offer her handkerchief as she tries blinking her eyes. Things have changed. We've passed from the warmth of early summer into the midsummer heat. And then the Shirahanen.
バレエのことで聞きたいのだけど。何かしら？
The tense mood of just a month prior has, while not completely dissipated, eased, and some of our classmates now make an effort to talk with Takasaki.
変わったのは白羽だけじゃない。
Observation of an informed reader. Erika's so stupid for such an intelligent character. She truly is so stupid sometimes. Seems like a felicitous change has also occurred in my MIT partner, who people had previously gone out of their way to avoid.
あいつ、絶対一人ぼっちキャラのまま行くもんだと思っていたんだけどな。
意地悪をしているわけではないからですよ。
Apparently having overheard me talking to myself, the younger Sasaki twin appears beside me and interjects knowingly.
はじめは怖い人かと思っていましたけど。
I gaze across at Takasaki, who is now answering the girl's question, even if it's not with great enthusiasm.
突き放すような言い方も悪意や面倒だからでなく、ああいう話し方の人だと分かったからです。
そうか？実際面倒くさがりだと思うぞ。お前みたいにさ。
八重垣ちゃんも私のことを知ってくれているのですね。
That wasn't exactly a compliment. Why is she so happy? I don't get it.
ま、私とは違うんだ。一人くらいは友達ってやつを作っても罰は当たらないよな。
八重垣ちゃんは。
ん？
八重垣ちゃんは特別な友達っているのですか？
白羽がされたらショックで白目向きそうだ。
It's so forward I can't help but chuckle wryly to myself.
まずいことを聞きましたかね。
いや、そうじゃない。そうだな。
I have a sudden urge to mess with the girl who's now gazing anxiously at me.
友達なら目の前にいるだろ。
That should do it.
はい。
お前だよ。私はそう思っていたんだけどな。嫌かい？
Gazing. I declare my decision with a cynical smile reminiscent of Yatsushiro senpai. This is Ringo Sasaki. She'll understand that I'm joking.
嬉しいですよ、エリカちゃん。
お。
She clasps my hand with an uncharacteristically earnest look on her face.
処置仲間の一人に加えてくれたのですね。
Well, at least you're the one that reads books. She's so overjoyed that I can't possibly tell her I was joking at this point, so I make my escape by promising to lend her a good book sometime soon. After I've gotten out of chatting with Ringo, I look over at my MIT partner's enthusiastic
あ
conversation.
りがとう、高崎さん。ええ。
Well, all the enthusiasm was on the part of the other girl, but seeing Takasaki respond to her that much more pleasantly than before makes me feel somewhat left behind.
こいつと私は違う。わかっちゃいるが。
But one of the sisters, I forgot which one, does read picture books, yeah.
どうしたの？八重垣ちゃんと話し込んでいたのですよ。 珍しいこともあるんだね。
Nika goes on to tell her older twin about our earlier conversation. Had been saying it was strange that our classmates were beginning to accept Takasaki.
リンゴも言ってたみたいだけど、おかしくないよ。だって
She brings up the hymns we sing in Bible class and how Takasaki sings so beautifully in front of everyone without the slightest sign of nervousness, probably due to her previous work. And how her looks remind everyone of Mayuri Kosaka.
初めて歌ったんでしょ。それなのにすごく上手だし。
Bible class or just a regular singing
バ
class?
レエは言わずもがなってやつだもんね。
一目置かれるのはさもありなんてやつか。
After completing their ballet exercises, the class move onto the floor to practice. I watched Takasaki, who's performing her center work just as she did before. I'd always thought she had great posture, but
バレエの時は背骨に鉄骨でも入ってるみたいだな。
鉄骨ってでも確かにすごいよね。立ち方からして違うもんね。
they say that athletes are a different breed altogether, and perhaps because my only point of comparison is the other girls in our class, I can see that it's true. You can sense the weight of their bodies and their movements, but Takasaki's dancing seems to defy the pull of gravity. She dances softly and rhythmically, like she's following a gossamer thin thread laid out before her.
対抗馬は委員長くらいか。
Class president Nika Hanabishi has years of dancing experience under her belt, and although she's slightly inferior in technical terms, she does seem the more expressive of the two.
門前の小僧の意見ってやつだがね。
何小僧って。
The elder Sasaki twin sidles over, blinking, and I run my eyes over her leotard-clad form from top to bottom.
お前の体型だよ。小僧っていうか少年みたいだなってこと。
You can't say that!
ひどい。八重垣ちゃんだって同じくらいじゃんか。
I can't argue with that, not when it comes to my own little houses on the prairie. However,
身長は？身長だよ。何センチだか言ってみろって。150。はいダメ。私は保健室の養護教諭と仲が良くてね。
嘘。
お前140代だろ。
oh wow!
私は151センチ。
Wow, Erika!
残念ながら明確な開きがあるのだ。
負けた。
That's not tall either! You don't know centimeters? 151 would be like 4'6" maybe? No, never mind, my bad. 151 is 4 feet 11 inches. Oh, that's fucking stupid. Wait, how tall is something 140? Or 7. Oh, wait, I wasn't even that far off with 4'6" for her then. I wouldn't have been able to argue if she'd said height didn't matter since I'm always sitting down. Unlike Takasaki though, Ichigo has a modicum of tact, so all she does is grumble bitterly. I gaze enviously at my amitié partner.
ま、正確に何ありなんだ。これくらいは特技がなくちゃな。
You have some very special personalities at the school in the first place, so...
へえ、特技ね。
なんだよ。
それじゃあ八重垣ちゃんはどんな特技を持っているのかね。
I can do most things.
今の話の流れだと、私の性格が暗に悪いって言ってるようなもんだぞ。
いや、そうは言ってないけどね。
ま、自分でも悪いとは思うがね。んで、特技か。
I'm all over it for a while. I cover with speed reading and lockpicking, but compared to Takasaki's, they're not much to brag about.
そりゃ、全部だよ。
Everything.
全部。私にできないものはない。
I can do everything you can do. Wait, Oh, there's a song go. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. I boast.
本当に
Walk them.
今からバレエ踊れってのは無理だけどな。
Her expression clouds over. Perhaps she thinks she's hit a sore spot.
おいおい気にするなよ。ブラックジョークさ。お前も割と繊細なんだな。
私的には繊細だよ。
悪かったよ。
Despite what I say, I'm inclined to continue messing with her and I bring up what I'd asked her sister for previously.
仲直りの証だ。ハグしてくれ。
She looks bewildered. Chuckling, I tell her it was just another joke, but she still goes ahead and does it.
仲直りだよ。
ああ。
Yes, I can. No, you can. Yes, I can. No, you can. Yes, I can. The warmth of the torso radiates through the thin fabric of her leotard, leaving me with a strange sensation. She has the peculiarly elevated body temperature of a child, and there's something so soft and fragile about her.
そろそろ話せ。委員長と同類だと思われるぞ。
残念。八重垣ちゃんと仲良くするのってレアなのに。
She makes it sound as though were it not for all the people around she'd never want to let go. The thought almost makes me blush. I clear my throat and push her away with a hand to her delicate shoulder.
ともかく、あいつに負けてるってのは気に食わないな。なあ、お前にしか頼めないお願いってやつがあるんだが、聞いてくれるかい？
別に構わないけど。
She leans in toward me with a somewhat uneasy look on her face, and I whisper my request into her ear. Oh boy. What kind of request? I feel on edge. The sun's rays are beating down mercilessly on me through the whole windows. The humid air caresses my neck with every push of my chair. The moment I think about where I'm headed, I feel like turning around again.
自分で頼んでおいて今さらな。
Okay. The favor I'd asked of Sasaki. There was really only one thing that made me resort to that.
変わり者より下と思われるのは面白くない。
That's all there was to it. While I may not care what randomers think of me, I can't stand the thought of being looked down on by my amitié partner. She's no stranger. Had the Sasaki sisters had instigated it, no, I'd probably felt that way deep down already. I resolved to get myself a special skill to rival hers if it ever came to a shoulder. Something is happening with these text boxes. Jesus Christ. That's what I decided. However,
ついちまったか。
I've arrived to have my favor granted, but now that classes are finished for the day, my motivation has dropped off considerably. I guess I did make the request in the heat of the moment. Asking for tutoring feels both annoying and embarrassing in equal measure.
図書室で白羽でもいじってる方が。
おお、久方ぶりに部を訪ねてみたら面白い顔にあった。
Hi. As soon as I hear the familiar voice, the pull to just go home grows even stronger, and I drain my cup in one go. Just as I open my mouth to tell her that I'm just passing
僕に会い
by,
に来たのだろう。さあ、入ってくれたまえ。
overwhelmed by her manic enthusiasm, I find myself being pushed into the cooking club room without any say in the matter. Right. Thinking perhaps I claim cooking as my special skill to compete against my amitié partner's talents, I'd asked the elder Sasaki twin if I could have a trial day at the cooking club. However, I give the work a shake and transfer the mapo tofu into a broad Chinese-style plate. I mean, going back to her room, yeah. They do sound cool. I think if I was forced to stay behind every single day until early evening at a normal school just to be in my club, though, I would lose my mind.
ダメだなこれは。一目見てとろみがないとわかる。
The degree of amusement in her tone irritates me.
僕と同じ程度の腕とはね。同輩同士仲良くやろうじゃないか。
Taken captive by the always troublesome Yatsushiro senpai, I find my silly notions about picking up a new skill scattered to the four winds.
そういうそっちも辛いだけなのが見て取れますよ。
And I've been so proud of my creation.
これは痛いところを疲れたね。
Quickens everything does it, I'm sure.
そいつは意外ですね。
I knew she belonged to the cooking club. I'd heard that she only showed up from time to time, but I still assumed my shrewd upper-class mind would have been a dab hand in the kitchen.
君の言いたいことはわかるよ。だがね、料理というのはセンスなんだ。努力が無駄とは言わないが、いわゆる亀の進みというやつでね。
Maybe because I had such trouble when ending the dissolved potato starch, it's now separated from the tofu and solidified. Looking at my own mapo tofu, I can't exactly laugh at Yasushida senpai.
だが、我が師に仰いでハンバーグは作れるようになったんだ。大したものだろう。
Sounds like an awful lot of effort. I nod meekly and Yasushida senpai flashes me a cheerful grin.
しかし、我が師、スオ君は教えるのがうまい。
あいつから習ったんですか？ああ、そういえば料理部だったか。
今日は図書委員の仕事でいないがね。料理の腕も大したものだ。そういえば、
Yeah,
佐
it's
々木
just
君たち
us
もいないようだ
and
ね。
some random background characters.
今日は来るなって言っておいたからな。
Thinking that I'd probably failed a bunch of times, I'd asked him to spare me the humiliation, stay away today. I'm too proud to have my weaknesses on full display in front of acquaintances.
まあ、彼女たちが休みだったのは長情だったかな。こうして八重垣君を独り占めできるからね。
先輩ってそっちの毛があるんですか？
そっちの毛とは？どういう質問かわからないな。
笑えない冗談は冗談じゃないですよ。
そうか、残念。君はスオ君の次に面白そうなんだがね。
Exactly which way Yuzuhiya swings we can find out in the third game.
先輩は友人に順番をつけるタイプだったんですね。
焼いているのかい？
I surreptitiously resist her hand as she tries to thread her fingers through mine. I can never tell if she's being serious or not.
僕はね、感謝しているんだ。
Maybe the face.
何をです？
スオ君の目に以前と同じような輝きが戻ったことがさ、僕にはできなかった。だから感謝しているんだ。
もう感謝は聞き飽きましたよ。
I tell her that the president and the Sasakis have already said the same, and so has she, in a roundabout way. She forces a smile and pulls away from me.
同じ話を繰り返してしまうとは僕も年を取った。さあ、こいつを片付けたらもう一度作るとしよう。
麻婆豆腐ばっかりで口の中がバカになっちまいそうだ。
初子貫徹というやつだぞ、八重垣くん。では交換庫だ。
We swap our mixtures and she happily takes a spoonful of my lumpy concoction.
なんとか形にはなったか。
Sounds like a good weapon. Bored of the regular old taste, I tried making it with sliced pork instead of the usual ground meat. I feel like I managed a proper mapo tofu, especially with the wonderful fragrance of the scallions which I added in at the end.
どれ？味見をしてやろう。
No sooner as she said this than she dips her spoon directly into the wok and scoops a steaming mixture into her mouth. Do I have to marvel at her asbestos mouth? It's her evaluation of my cooking that really interests me.
なかなかだ。今度は片栗粉がダマになっていない。
Bing
上
bong.
達したじゃないか。
I have a taste of it myself. The shaoxi rice wine I'd added for a little seasoning enhances the overall flavor, and the outcome is one I can definitely be pleased with.
大したものだ。これなら特技に入れてもいいのかもしれないな。
はあ。
Although my motivation in coming here had been to acquire skills matching those of my métier partner, when all's said and done, it might be better to accept that I'm not a natural chef, considering my many failed attempts at making makoto.
どうした？せっかく成功したんだ。もっと喜んだらどうだね。
I hate how much work cooking
僕なん
is.
かまたぞろ失敗だ。
That could never be my special talent. Ichishiro senpai guffaws, but I'm painfully aware of the stares of the other club members.
体験入部でこんなに食材を使われちゃな。
There are several attempts I made, plus Yasushiro senpai's on top of that. Trying to ignore the looks, I can help but sigh. It's not like I can exactly refer to something I barely managed as a skill.
しかし、これだけの特訓で食べられるものを作るとは大したものだ。八重垣くんは 家では食事を作っていたのかね？
Oh, I hate how it always takes so long and then you have to clean up so much stuff afterwards. It's like, okay, yippee, I get to eat something, but it took me like an hour to make. And now I have to clean up like 5 dishes and plates and ugh, I hate that. Unless you knew her, you think she was being sarcastic. Cooking alongside you was instinctive. Oh hey, the flower is actually growing. But my head is in the way, as always. I sense that she's being self-deprecating.
うちでは包丁を触らせてもらえませんでしたよ。
Found it helps to clean. Oh, Shiro senpai looks disheartened when she hears that.
うまくいったのは八代先輩と一緒に作れたからです。励みになった。
Aww. I try offering her some comfort.
八重垣くん、自分はなんというかどうも考えすぎる。
It always takes longer to cook and clean than
量
actually
計
eating it,
算
yeah.
がきっちりできていないとダメなんです。だから正確に調節している間に料理を失敗してしまった。
目分量ではなかったね。
ええ。でも八代先輩を見習って適当な分量でやってみたら成功したんです。先輩のおかげですよ。
I see, she says, and her flawless silver eyebrows nod. Was my compliment too convoluted?
ソクラテスは考えない生き方を否定した。だが料理は哲学ではない。
A cheerful smile back at last. I take a spoonful of her mapo tofu. It's certainly too spicy and she's overdone the garlic, but the overall flavor comes down to personal taste.
ありがとう。
I resist the urge to gulp down some water and flash at my cat-like smile in response.
それでは試食会を始めよう。
The other cooking club members all voiced their agreement to Yatsushiro Senpai's proposition. Everyone samples each other's food and compares, diligently making notes as they go. As I watch them,
八代先輩の手前。
although I somehow managed to put together a successful plate of food, I can only conclude that the idea of having this be my special skill is a non-starter. It appears I don't have a natural aptitude for cooking, and I'm not as passionate about it as the rest of the club members either. You need at least one of the two to really excel.
おいしい。
I let out a small sigh as I bite into this Sichuan-style twice-cooked pork. Thinking perhaps I could take pride in it as a special skill, I peek in on the choir club as they're practicing, but
いやいやいやいや。
they say that if you like something, you'll do well at it. In my case, though, suddenly imagining myself actually up there singing with them, I end up voicing my vehement refusal out loud.
帰るか。
I mutter to myself, making a beeline back to the dorms. Aww. You want a Pikachu? Okay. That's my special skill.
ペカペカ。ペカチ。
Oh, serotonin for the day. Yippee! Bzzz. I snap back.
何のことですか？
Sister Basquiat stops washing my legs.
八重垣さんに何かあったのなんてすぐにわかります。
Thank you.
教師なのですよ。
She smiled softly at me.
あまり顔に出ない方だと思っていたんですけどね。
いいですか、八重垣さん。嘘をついてはいけません。競技としても、私個人としても悲しくなります。
だが、嘘がうまいやつが大統領になれる。
I want to retort back, but not in the mood to try cracking jokes with Sister Basquiat. I merely nod vaguely.
それで何があったのですか？塞いだ顔をしていましたけれど。
I find myself instinctively patting my cheeks, wondering just how obviously I was pouting. Sister Basquiat elegantly covers her mouth with her hand to hide her smile.
聞かせていただけますか？
At her prompting, I tell her about my earlier conversation with the Sasakis and how it led me to try acquiring a special skill of my own. What? What word did I say wrong? Oh. What part? What part? it's just the J is there. The J is there, it just doesn't show up. Every time the J is up front, right here, the text box just eats it. That's not... Yeah. That's... It's actually there in the script. I don't know, there's something wrong with how the text box displays it. Happens to several letters, but that they get cut a little bit, but the J just doesn't show up at all. Yeah. I leave out the part about how all this related to Takasaki.
そうですか。でも、八重垣さんは読書家ですし。
Fucky little textbook.
それを特技とするのは違う気がするんです。趣味ならそうでしょうが、そもそも技とは違いますしね。
She furrows her brow over this difference in nuance and starts back on washing my legs. Her hands are creeping into dangerous territory. Maybe because her mind's also wandering.
そうだ。なら、朗読はどうかしら。
はい。
I'd assumed she understood why I didn't consider reading much of her skill, so I found myself questioning her rather frankly.
あら、聞いたことがないかしら。朗読なのだけど。
I'd do it if you were doing it too. It suddenly occurs to me that I may not have been firm enough. Maybe she didn't cotton on to the fact that I was turning her down.
バスキア教諭も付き合ってくれるなら。
I answer her.
まあ、それは良い。
なんて、朗読とか子供への読み聞かせでしょ。あれは特技とは言いませんよね。
あ、はい。
どうしたんです？
いえ。
I tilt my head as her shoulders droop in obvious dejection. Did I say something wrong? See, this J is here, but the E for some reason gets cut. Something about it. Thank you for the follow. Good evening.
一緒に学べると思ったのに。
Oh. I whisper so quiet that I can't quite catch what she's saying, and when I ask, she simply forces a smile.
ま、長いスパンで考えてみますよ。
Keep trying, keep an open mind. Someone didn't check the script. I leave it at that. I'll try and keep an open mind. I love... The font box is fixable also. Hello! Hi! It's fixable? Damn it. Hi. Singing. I wake sluggishly to a faint but clear rhythm, already warming its way into my sleeping brain. The window slightly open due to the heat, and through it is wafting a pleasantly cool breeze, along with a curious sound that you wouldn't even recognize as singing unless listening very closely.
熱心なやつだな、まったく。
As I rub sleepily at my eyes, I recall having gone to the chapel yesterday in my quest for a special skill of my own. If only I could sing too. It's not like me to have such a fantasy. I'd imagine myself singing alongside the rest of the choir club and then I'd run away.
あんな風に歌えたらな。
Like Mayuri Kosaka. No, like Chidori Takasaki. How great would it feel to be able to sing like her? I imagine I'd feel so radiant. Is this jealousy? Am I jealous that she has something I can never have no matter how much I may want it? Still dozing, I take honest stock of my emotions. There are things I'll never have, legs that dance with a light step, a voice so beautiful that it enraptures whoever hears it. I can hear it faintly if I strain my ears. I easily get lost in the sound. This is so funny to me, considering that the last game we played that featured this same voice actress, she was... No, actually, I guess she wasn't singing in that one either. She was an actress, but she was not actually a singer. Huh. As I listen to the gentle voice, it takes me a while to realize that I'm humming along with it. A cloud in the shape of a cat floats above the distant forest. The sky is a bright clear blue, and the large fluffy cloud forming the cat's head stands out in sharp relief against the ridgeline. Today's gonna be another hot one, I think, as I gaze out the window at the sun beating down relentlessly when I hear a voice.
今日は皆さんにお願いがあるの。
Oh. Sister Basquiat addresses the class after morning prayers. Turning forward to look at her, I see her smiling, both her hands clasped in front of her as though cradling some precious
来
gem.
週末に朗読劇があるのだけど、やってみたいと思う人はいないかしら。
A bewildered silence falls over the classroom.
ダリア先生、それだけでは何をおっしゃっているのか
The president raises her hand and asks for clarification on the class's behalf. Sister Basquiat clasps her hands together, looking bashful.
そうね、そうだわ。朗読劇というのは朗読よ。八重垣さんには話したわよね。
はい。
She catches me off guard and I nod hurriedly, although the president still looks like she wants more of an explanation.
朗読劇は夏と冬の年に2度ほど行われる学院の行事なの。
You have many traditions in this school, not gonna lie. After hearing this, she finally seems satisfied and nods.
朗読はただ小説や詩歌を音読するものではないの。感情を込め、その言葉の意味を理解し、耳にしている相手へと響かせる。聖書を読み解くためにも推奨されているの。
そうだったのですか。学院案内のパンフレットには記されていなかったので、何かと。
It's tradition to have many traditions.
伝統のある行事だけれど、規模はそれほど大きくないから記されてなかったのではない
They
か
just
し
keep
ら。
giving us traditions every other time when we're supposed to be like, yes, obviously, I've heard of that before.
この技能を収めていると、市職員や看護など就職する際にも有利なのよ。
She's right though. It's one thing to just read, it's another thing to read out loud, and it's another thing to read out loud with emotion. So people actually like listening. You just make no up as they go. Probably are. So like streaming, I see. Well, I like to pretend that I can read somewhat nicely. Sister Basquiat's explanation is taking a relatively mundane turn, but the president is still nodding along, her braids shaking. She seems satisfied. Where did my cursor go?
先生、来週末に開催するって話ですけど、それって全員参加なんですか？
いいえ、人数は特に決まってはいないの。何人でも参加できるわ。
Going by my classmates' whispers, the majority seem to find the idea interesting, but also a bit embarrassing. This is a school for respectable young ladies after all, and there aren't many who are inclined to take the initiative and get up in front of an audience.
でも何人で
Time
も
to turn
大
up the
丈夫
voice
なの
acting
だ
new
け
and
ど、
improve it.
読む方が一つなの。だから役が多い場合、振り分けられるけれど。
She looks around the class.
一人で何役も演じられる場合は、一人で参加しても良いのよ。
Eyes narrow as she smiles at us, realizing that this means we'll have to go up on stage with very few people. The chatter immediately tapers off.
あなたは立候補しないの？
Sure. Speaking of, because we had the topic earlier, how do Susume remember that scene where they also had to read out loud? And it just went through all of the members, and literally all of them were so horrible at reading out loud. Yuki is great at reading for herself, right? Lovely reader, but when she had to read out loud, it was all very monotone and the same kind of talk, no matter what she said, so no one would want to listen to that. So in the end, I think Haruhi herself was the one to read it out loud to win some kind of contest or something. It's been so long since I've seen that anime, actually.
はあ？なんで私が？あなた本好きじゃない？
Takasaki's way off the mark. I turned to her saying, "You do it, you've got a good voice. Have you ever heard me reading aloud? No, you do it, you've got a good voice." Keeping a very eye on Sister Basquiat, I lower my voice.
お前がやれよ。いい声してるだろ。
She gives me a look of sudden astonishment.
バカじゃないの？
She whispers back.
こっちが言いたいセリフだっての。
困ったわね。あ、そうだわ。この朗読劇は1年生だけでなく2年生とも合同なの。
Though she makes this addition cheerfully, the class is still hesitant.
ま、そういう反応になるよな。
Like when we had the case of the disappearing bunnies, there were some students who felt they couldn't go play with the rabbits because the second years were in charge of them. It's one thing when you're members of a club where everyone shares the same interests, but they're probably intimidated dealing with complete strangers. Looking perplexed, Sister Basquiat clasped her hands together as though she's had another flash of inspiration.
そうだわ。 推薦してもらうことにしましょう。これなら皆さん手を挙げやすいわよね。
She's not letting up though. You're really bad at reading out loud. You could do it decently as a kid. It is something you have to keep doing, that's for sure. Welcome back. Because you know, that wasn't on purpose.
それは
Actually, when did it? Last week? Last week. No, sometime this week. One of my neighbors like tried to explain something to me. And like read out what they were chatting about with someone else. I was like, just let me read it myself, please, because it was their own messages. It was their own messages, but they were struggling so badly to read them out loud. I was like, just let me read it myself. I'm gonna be faster reading it myself than you struggling to read your own messages. Please, thank you. I actually got in trouble with the teacher once. Because for a test we had a text we had to read and then answer some questions on it, blah blah blah. And to make it fair for everyone, considering that not everyone can read as quickly, so we would all have the same amount of time to actually answer the questions, the teacher would read out the text. And after she was done, we were allowed to start our test. I was obviously done reading the text faster than her reading it out loud, which makes sense. So I started looking out the window, and then she was like, "Why are you not reading?" I'm like, "I already finished reading." "That's not possible." "Yes, it is. Why would it not be possible for me to finish reading a text faster than it is for you to read it out loud? You are always going to be slower at reading a text out loud than when you read it for yourself. 100%. It is! I finished reading the text another 2 times until we finally could get started on answering the questions. I was losing my mind. President raises her voice to object to a proposal that, while far from a malicious in intent, is deeply cruel.
ねえ、花火師さん、誰が良いかしら。
Up there because for some reason I couldn't keep. Oh, yeah. At one time, you know when you would read books in school, and everyone, it would be like, okay, the teacher chooses the first person, they read for a while, and then the teacher goes, okay, now choose someone else, and that person continues. It ended up, you always had to like choose someone you kind of get along well with, because it always felt so weird to choose someone else. So for some reason, they ended up at me, and I started reading, and then this one girl goes, "Can't you read a little slower? I can't keep up." I'm like, you just have to listen. You don't even have to read alongside if you can't keep up. Just listen. This was someone I did not get along well with. I don't know. Let's not think about school. That's stupid. Someone can read faster than you. Yeah, thank you. President falls silent.
だったら
My classmates turn to goggle at me when I raise my voice. It's not a bad feeling.
白羽を押すよ。本好きだし、図書委員だし、朗読くらいお手の物だと思うしね。
You're here to enjoy not being a school SMH. Good point. I'm not in school anymore, so let's not think back to that horrible times.
落ち着いたいい声だ。なあ委員長。
ええ、スオさんならいいと思うけれど。
Yeah. Said you could read faster than me, then that's just ridiculous.
私は無理よ。
Made it through school, let's go! Yeah! I'd recommended her thinking that this would be the perfect test run for a newfound optimism, but Shidahana is still Shidahana, of course.
そうそう、伝え忘れていたけれど、朗読劇で読む本は既存の作品でもいいし、自分で作ったお話でもいいのよ。
That's fair. That's fair. To begin to read Umineko. How would you even watch something with subtitles if it weren't possible to read faster? Right? Right? I would, listen, if I could delete all of my memories of Umineko to experience it again for the very first time completely unspoiled, I would. Immediately. Already knowing it took me 80 hours to read the entirety, I would do it again. No questions asked. But reading it out loud, oh my fucking god. Absolutely not. There's so many words in that that I've probably pronounced wrong my entire life. No. Reading it for myself? Yes. Reading it out loud? No. When I learned Final Fantasy XIV so bad.
へえ、なら適任じゃん。白羽小説とか書いてそうだしさ。
そんな書いてないわ。
I can help but smile at how sweet she looks on the verge of tears. The president and the Sasaki sisters seem to be of the same mind. Destroy your vocal cord speaker. Keep streaming until you're done with it. No rest. I bet they're all happy to see the old Shidane again rather than the one pretending everything was fine.
以前既存の作品を自分流にアレンジして朗読した生徒もいたわ。
Remix.
アレンジってどういうことですか？その時はとある童話だったのですけど、モチーフはそのままに話の筋をところどころ変えていたの。面白かったわ。
だってさ、それくらいならできるんじゃね？
Thank you for the hide time and the pet. And I'll say more than just your vocal cords. Very true. Would you read a light novel on stream? Yeah, if I'm legally allowed to. The whole thing about reading books on stream is very If it's public domain, sure. Like if it's a book that's not copyrighted in any sense, obviously I would be allowed to do that, I think. But the general light novel, I think that would fall under the whole, oh, you're not allowed to share contents of said book, blah blah blah. Which is what's keeping me back from maybe doing those reading streams. You know, those would be less focused on like actually interacting with chat much, but just me reading a chapter of a book and then we can talk about that and reading the next chapter of a book or whatever. That would be nice, I think. I've seen people do it, but I've also only seen people do it with books where I'm like, I'm not sure you're allowed to do that. And I don't want to risk it. I already risked it enough times with games where I'm not allowed to show up the specific point in time, yet I do it anyway. I'm just waiting for someone to finally hit me over the head. Oh, but you're allowed to show the third semester in Persona 5 now, so we're just gonna pretend everything's good there. I mean, Nicholas, a light novel doesn't weigh anything. You're so lucky. You're on the other side of the earth. She regards me resentfully for a moment, but then...
既存の作品を手直しする
Reading stream would be nice. Yeah! She answers, her cheeks flush bright red.
うまくかわしやがったな。
I mean, we're gonna do a reading stream at some point because I have to do an ASMR stream for my immortal, so that's gonna be fun. Way of perfection, play if you've no access to it. She stands up and gives a bow as everyone claps, then sits back down and hides her face.
よかったわね、八重垣さん。
そうですね。面白くなりそうだ。
白羽さんが脚本を書いてくれるのですもの。八重垣さんも頑張らないといけないわね。
は？
白羽さんの脚本なら朗読劇に出るということでしょう？
She announces my involvement, feigning ignorance. Thank you for the follow, welcome in! Even more physically in an excited sense.
いや、違う。
Well, it's just gonna be me reading it, but being closer to the microphone I usually am and not reading in my normal voice, but like... Why am whispering, kind of? Why is that? Kind of, you know, kind of doesn't... The kind of doesn't get picked up unless I get closer to my mic. You know? Like this. Which I don't know if that's actually nice to hear or not, but that's what's gonna happen. Yippee. Second new today, yeah!
おお、そうだったんだ。だからスオちゃんがいいって推薦したんだね。
Come in!
おい、
Go to Monkey.
それなら納得できるですよ。
Dahlia always feigns ignorance. She always pretends that she's not as klutzy as she acts most of the time. After the momentary commotion has died down.
楽しみだわ。お願いね、八重垣さん。
Applause echoes through the classroom as though the president's words have sealed the deal. At this point, all I can do is hang my hat in the acquiescence.
ご愁傷様。
映画のスティングみたいだ。
何？
うまく騙された気分だよ、クソ。
Actually, what? She gives me a rare smile as I hang my head.
人を呪わば穴二つよ。
She glows.
ああ、そうかい。それじゃあ。
As the last clasp peter out, I raise my hand.
穴はもう一つ残っているんだよ。
Uh-oh. I give her my cat-like smile. え？
どうしましたまさか辞退するのでは。
I love, yeah. Erika always acts like she has everything planned out and everything is going just fine. And there's like, oh, well, no, oh.
いえ、そうではなく、高崎さんも読み手として推薦したいのですが、いかがでしょうか。
高崎さんをですか？
はい、私としても解除してくれるアミティアがついていてくれると心強いです。
After putting her hand to her chin and thought for a moment, Sister Basquiat nods.
そうですね。委員会や部にも参加していないようですし、時間は空いてるでしょうしね。では、八重垣さんと高崎さん、お願い
Get
でき
ranked,
ますか？
both of you. With me already having cleared away any potential impediments to her involvement, Takasaki turns her irritated gaze in my direction.
はい。
Sensing that resistance is futile, she mutters a quiet but unambiguous consent. Unambiguous. Oh, I fucking hate English. After class.
ひどいわ、八重垣さん。
Pikachu was, huh? We're going down together.
わかった。悪かったって。
As I let the red-faced Shirahane scolding wash over me, Takasaki, who's pushing along my wheelchair, taps me on the head. I offer her an apology of her own.
これは
Thank you for
貸
the
しよ。
pet. Okay, okay, Pikachu.
ブカブカ。ブカ
へいへい。
分かっているの？
今度カツレツ食べさせてやるって。
いいわ。休戦しましょう。
She agrees to mouth after thinking it over for a moment and I nod. Then she reminds me that if I try and pull anything else, it'll be open war again. Shidan is no doubt pleased to see me put on the spot too.
待ち合わせ場所は聖堂よ
I've
ね。
already forgotten what snuffer means again. Touching her book to her chest, Shidahana finally comes out with something besides words of rebuke.
ああ、朗読劇に出る上級生とご対面ってやつだな。
You're tearing her apart!
怖い人でなければいいのだけど。
She's normal. Thank you.
この学院に気性が荒い生徒はいないでしょ？
ただ黙っているタイプでも圧迫感を受けるものなんだよ。
そう。
Noticing her deflate slightly at my teasing, Shidahana tucks lightly at Takasaki's sleeve.
私は高崎さんのこと怖いと思ったことはないわ。気遣いのできる
Aww.
優しい人だと思う。そう。
She smiles slightly, not entirely displeased by the looks of things. I don't think her cheeks are flushed simply because of the heat.
この人たらしめ。
A what?
なんでもないよ。
A what?
さ、着いたぞ。
A what? What's that supposed to mean? What? I don't care about the Okay, Google is not helping. That's so fast typing. It's okay. I wish I could type more quickly, actually. Japan is adjacent to the old school building. I gaze up at the stately building as the heavy doors come into view.
あの先輩だけはやめてくれよ。
I drive away the spectre of a certain hyper upperclassman I've recently had the misfortune of running into a lot and ask Shirahane to open the door.
当たりだったか。
Shirahane makes a questioning noise, but I brush it away, shaking my head.
あなたたちが1年生の読み手なの？
We sure are. The upperclassman who had been talking with Sister Basquiat comes trotting over to us like a cute little dachshund.
ご縁があるのね。2年生はコミカド先輩が読み手なのですか？ええ、私一人よ。
You know,
そちらは3人
I'm
な
not
のね。
that fast. Out of my friends, I know several people who type way faster than me.
いえ、私は違うのですけれど。
And I mistype a lot. I have to go back and fix my typos. Often.
白羽さんは脚本を書いてくれるの。そうなんですか。
She understands at once, so she's probably heard how a previous group performed their own version of a fairy tale.
2年生はコミカド先輩が読み手か。豪華な朗読劇になりそうだ。
ありがとう。白羽さんが脚本なら、読み手は八重垣さんと
I wish I could
高
like
崎さんが
consistently get to 100 words per minute. But
よろしくお願いします。
I can get like a high 90. I think the highest I could consistently get at some point was like 96.
まあ、なっちまったものは仕方がないん
But
で、
that gets exhausting
恥をかかない
after a
程度に
while.
は
So.
頑張ります。
I smile and Komikado senpai giggles elegantly, apparently under the assumption that I'm joking. Takasaki gives me a cold look.
朗読劇ですが、コミカド先輩は何を読まれるのですか？私はまだ決めていないの。八重垣さんたちは？
いや、
Our cases naturally converge on our scriptwriter. My bookwork buddy flushes, flustered. She holds out a book she's been hugging.
脚本を書くのだから、私なりに何にしようか考えてきたの。それは童話？
Mikado senpai makes a guess based on the cover and Shirahane nods enthusiastically. She opens it to a page she must have bookmarked and shows it to Komikado senpai. Said
これは神長姫の話ね。
She follows this with a mention of Grimm's fairy tales and a nod in recognition too, then.
あ、
神長姫って何？
Scary story. You know, with the long hair? That one story? I instinctively have the urge to tease her, but
声を潜めるってことは黙って教えてほしいってことだろうしな。ラプンツェルだよ。ほら、あれって塔の上から髪をロープ代わりにするくらい長かったろ。
when I say this, it's like a light bulb goes off over her head. She gives a vigorous nod and then a few more for good measure.
そうか、そうね。言われてみればそうだわ。あなた物知りなのね。
伊達に承知じゃないからな。
I'm not used to having people compliment me to my face and I turn away in
あり
embarrassment.
がとう。
I carry on pretending I didn't hear her whispered thanks.
ラプンツェル、いいと思うわ。これならみんなも知っていますしね。なぜみんなが知っているといいのです？
Because that way everyone can follow along.
原本をアレンジするって言っただろ。もともと筋を知らなきゃアレンジしたところも伝わら
Oh,
な
what
い。
Erica said.
笑いどころがわからなきゃ聞く側も混乱するってこと。
She scratches an eyebrow, satisfied with my explanation. Komikado senpai hands me the book which I've been trying to peer across at. I scan over the text.
ああ、そうか。グリム童話の原本ってこういう感じだったよな。
何？私にも見せて。
18歳未満には渡せないな。
Excuse me. Despite my words, I let her grab it from me. I watch Takasaki from the corner of my eye as she reads through it with a serious look on her face. I then turn to Shirahane, whose brows have furrowed anxiously.
ま、きつい表現はアレンジするだろうから問題ないんじゃないか。物語の長さ的にも 聞き手側が飽きないくらいだしな。
よかった。
Sister Basquiat places her hand on Shirahana's shoulder. She clasps her hands together in relief.
でもラプンツェルって役が夫婦、魔女、王子、ラプンツェルの5人必要だろ。
Thinking of movie adaptations of Rapunzel I've seen, neither of the two I've seen are any, like, they're not very close to the original fairy tale. The Barbie Rapunzel movie is really nice, but it has pretty much nothing to do with it except that she is stuck in a tower and she can't leave it and she has really long hair. Everything else is a Barbie movie. And the Disney movie obviously is quite different as well. They established an entirely new story, both her background story and the entire story around her. She is stuck in a tower though.
私たち2人しかい
I
ない
don't
んだ
actually
し
know of any other Rapunzel
どう振り
movies.
分けるんだよ。
夫婦役はジノブンと一緒に私がやろうと思っているの。もう一人は
Troubled gaze lands on Sister Basquiat. Sensing what it is she's being asked, Sister Basquiat flaps her hands in front of her chest like a little girl.
私は無理よ。教職者は参加できないの。
Aww.
生徒でないと。そうですよね。それじゃあ
You had no idea Rapunzel was 18 plus. Well, if we go by how violent the fairy tales themselves are, they should definitely not be children's stories. From the side, Komikado Senpai quietly raises her hand, her cheeks flushed.
私もご一緒するというのはダメかしら。
Oh, yeah!
コミカド先輩が？ねえ、読み手に選ばれてから2回への会の記録を調べたのですけど、1年生と2年生合同での朗読劇の記録もありましたし、私としてもみんなでやった方が楽しいと思うの。
Sounds good. She probably loses hair by getting sculpted. No! Sister Basquiat is nodding very vigorously in agreement with Komikado Senpai's proposal.
そうね。合同で行ったことも幾度かありますし、問題はないわ。ただ、合同となると少しお話を長くする必要があるけれど。
She looks at us as though to ask if this will be okay. When she sees Shirahana nod, she smiles.
八重垣さん、高崎さんはどう？いいかしら。
こっちは構わない。
ええ。それではよろしくね。
Takasaki looks a little bewildered when Komikado Senpai bows her hat to us. Shirahana opens the book she's reclaimed from Takasaki and massages between her brows.
配役については、夫婦役は私がやるとして、魔女と王子、そしてラプンツェルだけど。それなら、初めに読み手として決まったのは八重垣さんだから、主役は八重垣さんがするべきだと思うわ。
80 words per minute. Nice.
私がラプンツェル役ですか。
I instinctively want to stick my tongue out with a blech, but logically it leaves the witch and the prince. Both roles seem like they'd require a decent amount of acting talent and practice.
まあいいけどさ。
珍しいわね。
いいんだよ。それでお前は魔女と王子どっちの役がやりたいんだ？
私は。
Looking rather dangerous, she narrows her eyes and considers her choice carefully.
あなたは私にどちらの役を選んでもらいたいの？
She asks my opinion, still with that scary look on her face. Prince!
ま、どちらかといえば王子役なんじゃないか？
そう。私が王子役。
Mm-hmm. I'm a little puzzled to find her smiling somewhat happily at that.
髪の長さ的にお前だろう。コミカド先輩が王子じゃ髪が長すぎてなんか柄じゃないしな。
そう。髪の長さからなの。
Oof, Erica, you really put your foot in your mouth often. And now she's looking sad. I don't get the sudden 180. In any case.
役を決めるってのなら朗読劇なんだ。一番手っ取り早い方法があるだろ。
I make a sudden declaration.
役を決めるなら？
In response to my bookworm buddy's question, I point to the book she's holding.
二人で王子役をやってみたらいい。魔女は老婆とはいえ女だけど、王子は男だろ。声を作らなくちゃいけないんだから、とりあえず二人の声を聞いてみないとじゃないか。
Shidahana nods at my observation.
確かにそうね。お願いできますか、コミカド先輩、高崎さん。
They look a bit awkward, but both nod. I pick out a section from the book and ask them to read it aloud. Tomikado-senpai goes first.
ねえラプンツェル、この塔から抜け出し外の世界へ行こう。二人で旅立てばどんなに愉快だろう。
No, I really want to do another test as well. Everyone is dumbfounded when Komikado-senpai takes the book in hand and speaks the lines confidently without a trace of her previous bashfulness.
どうかしら。素晴らしいです。
Back to being shy again, she passes the book to Takasaki.
一発頼むぜ。
She ignores me and takes a couple of steps forward, and then, with the book in one hand, she throws her brow a little uneasily.
ねえラプンツェル、この塔から抜け出し外の世界へ行こう。二人で旅立てばどんなに愉快だろう。
After she's finished, her cheeks redden gradually.
魔女役が決まったな。
My voice echoes cruelly through the chapel. Aww. But yeah, Komikado-senpai did sound better as a prince. Good evening! I knew that we'd have to practice for the recitation. Since we decided on doing our own version of the story for Rapunzel from Grimm's fairy tales, I didn't think we'd be in the hook for it until the script was actually ready. Some parts in it, some of it. I mean, the original Rapunzel has the prince fall down from the tower into some weird thorns that make him blind. I would call that quite gruesome. The original Cinderella has her stepsister, one of them cut off her toes and the other one cut off the... Oh my god, what is that called in English? Sole? The foot? So like... Heel. The heel? The heel, yeah. I was like, fuck, what's the word? Yeah. The original Cinderella has the stepsister, one of them cut off her toes and the other one cut off her heel to fit in the shoes. And then at the end, when Cinderella gets married to the prince and they do stand next to her, the two birds, she's, you know, because the birds that also told the prince like, oh, this is not the girl you're looking for. They pick out their eyes at the end, like when she's getting married and they're standing there, the two birds go like. So I would say Cinderella is quite gruesome in the original. I actually have a really, 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 really old recording of that one on I'm forgetting all of my English words tonight. Holy fuck. 1 second. What was the thing we had before we had cassette tapes? The big one that's making a comeback. Nothing. The prince will ask questions when he sees your feet out. I mean, to be fair, the prince didn't fucking notice until the birds told him. Records. Yes, thank you. I have a record. Vinyl. Yeah! Of a reading of Cinderella. And the birds are so funny. Because it's all done by just one person, right? The entire reading is done by one person. This person just goes, ooh, ooh, to imitate the birds.
Der Schuh ist zu klein. Die rechte braucht's noch daheim.
It's very dear to my heart. I do not have a record player, so I can't listen to it anymore. Until then, however, all our time has been put aside to learn the fundamentals of recitation and the Sister Basquiat. At first I was sure we could have left it till after the script was done, but...
さあコミカドさん、読んでみて。お母さん、今帰ったよ。具合大丈夫なの？
Mikado-senpai is playing the role of Giovanni, Knight on the Galactic Railroad.
ああ、ジョバンニ。今日は涼しくてね。私はずっと具合がいいよ。
Takasaki is playing the role of his sick mother.
すいません、一度止めましょう。
Sister Basquiat has us jot down notes on our scripts indicating intonation, stress, where to take pauses, and so on. The annotated script then serves as a kind of sheet music, like a blueprint with symbols denoting stresses, pauses, changes in perspective, and points of greater emphasis in the script. Perhaps it is best to think of it as akin to the music an orchestra has to read from.
八重垣さんも聞いているだけではなく耳で稽古をしてくださいね。
わかりました。
There's a lot for us to practice even without our
真
script.
っ赤で何が何だかわからないな。
Even though I'm the one writing notes, my script has ended up covered in red lines and circles. Right now we're in the third chapter, set in Giovanni's house with Giovanni himself and his mother. I don't even appear in the scene. Sister Basquiat is pointing to a passage in Komigado-senpai's script and talking about how we should inject emotion into our lines. And how, when there's a need for emphasis, we have to pour the feelings we want to express into our words. She's really quite zealous.
思った以上に大変ね。ああ、朗読なんてただ音読すればいいだけだと思ってたんだけど。
We both stand back and watch Sister Basquiat's enthusiastic lecturing for a moment.
こんなに繰り返し一つの小説を読むのなんて初めてだわ。私だって間を置かず何度も繰り返し読むってのは久しぶりだよ。親父のお宝本以来だ。
Erika talking about a family, ha ha ha. Continuing in a stroky manner, we keep up with our training until the script is finally finished, which ends up being 4 days after we start practicing. Well, the recitation itself is like a week from now, so
そこ
in
の
3
美しい
days.
人。
Since the choir club is using a chapel, our first run through together takes place in an empty classroom after class.
君に会いに来たんだ。こっそりと城を抜けてきた。
Listening to her sonorous tone, you can almost see the figure of the handsome prince in her face.
可愛いお前が野蛮な外界の人間にさらわれでもしたらどうするというの。
Ooh! Aschenputtel is pretty much Cinderella or the other way around. Well, Aschenputtel was the original, yeah. It's just more people call it Cinderella nowadays ever since the Disney movie. Because the Disney movie is called the same over here as well, despite us having an actual German name for the story. And then there's Takasaki.
いい子だ。分かったのなら決して塔の外には出てはいけないよ。
The witch in Shirahana's version of the tale looks like a young woman, so although she has an old-fashioned way of speaking, there's no need for Takasaki to put on a voice, which is a relief.
では次は八重垣さん。
Sister Basquiat urges me to read.
おばさま。分かってくれたかい、ラプンツェル。そうね。心配させてごめんなさい。おばさまの言う通りだわ。
そこまで。
I know.
どうしたの八重垣さん。一人で音読している時は上手にできるのに。
なんででしょうね。
Sister Basquiat is looking at me with a troubled expression, but I know exactly why I'm unable to do it now.
こんな言葉がこんなになれないなんて。
Usually I speak in a far more masculine manner, however the Rapunzel in Shirahana's script has an archaic style of speech fit for a princess. I'm not at all suited to it. Plus,
八重垣さん、もう少しだけラプンツェルになったつもりで話せ
anything once the
ないか
original
し
Room
ら。
Cinderella's Violent, for example, Perils isn't true. Me personally, for me, the ones I grew up with are kind of the original simply because the ones I grew up with are the first ones I've experienced. But also like the original Little Mermaid by Anderson. I think if they had done it like that, it would not have been such an enjoyable movie for most people, since that one doesn't really... It's not a very nice ending. But it's a fashion board almost every year when it runs on TV. It is a good movie. Yeah, Little Mermaid, I know it's Anderson, but I just meant like the ending to The Little Mermaid, or like the entire way the story in Anderson's The Little Mermaid plays out is so different. So different from the Disney movie, so. Someone's feeding the original ending. No. She said the witch tells her that if she wants to stay human, she has to kill the prince and his wife, because the prince is taking someone else. And her sisters sell their hair to the prince. Get her... No, hold on. No, wait. Her sisters sell their hair to the witch, and then they give her a dagger, and they're like, "Hey, if you kill the prince and his wife, you can stay human." But she can't go through with it, so she ends up throwing herself into the sea, and she turns into... I don't know the word for that. Holy fucking shit. I need to read up. I need to read up on my fairy tales. What is the English translation for Meerschaum? Sepiolite? What the fuck? Sea foam. Yeah, okay. Folktales and journals, and many of them have Brazilian retellings across the world. Yes! Very true. I have a really big version of a few Anderson fairy tales. Or not me, my grandma has it. It's so big. Like bigger size than a normal book. Kind of like the size that a children's storybook would have, but it's still like a normal, almost normal sized fonts in it. So it's filled to the brim. That one definitely featured the mermaids, where the sisters cut off their hair and she has that dagger and she has to kill the prince, but she can't go through it and she turns into sea foam in the end. And like that story, if they had adapted that as the Little Mermaids, it wouldn't have sold well for a children's movie, right? Because a children's Disney movie has to have a good ending where the good guys win or whatever. So she gets a happy ending with her prince. I like that movie. I love Little Mermaid. One of my favorite Disney movies ever, actually.
努力しているつもりなんですけどね。
そう。まだ初日ですものね。これから上手くなっていけばいいわ。
How's that going for you? She clasped her hands in front of her chest and smiles.
しっかりやりなさい。主役なのでしょ。わかってるよ。
And I do know. I struggle to empathize with other people's feelings, I know that. Can a person who throws a waltz between themselves and others ever really put themselves in someone else's shoes, even if it's just a character in a novel?
こいつは参ったな。
You can do it, Erika. I believe in you.
Ah, 八重垣ちゃん、早く行かないと次のバレエの授業遅れちゃうよ。
Yeah, maybe going to bed will help at least.
わかっていますわ。
Oh God, no! わかっていますわ。If you start saying Gokigenyo, I'm gonna fucking scream, Erika.
あ、でも八重垣ちゃんはレオタードに着替えないから。
どうしましたの、いちごさん。
It's a simple question, but she leaps backwards as though confronted by some ferocious carnivorous beast.
八重垣ちゃんが壊れた。
She's shocked.
早く行きましょう。ほら、リンゴさんもご一緒に。
ご一緒に。
これは新たな七不思議の匂いがしてきたですよ。
はい。
乗り移られるタイプの怪異。まさか一番警戒心がありそうな八重垣ちゃんが。
Can actually, yeah.
何をおっしゃっているのか。
Oh, she is getting into character, I guess.
そうだよ。まずいよ。これって高い熱出てるよ絶対。
Before I have time to do anything, she's pressing her own forehead against mine to check for a fever.
熱。あれ？熱くないような。
She's method acting.
熱なんかあるか。
Of course.
普段から女言葉になれればなんとかなるかと思ったけれど。
辛いことがあったら相談してほしい。ね、八重垣ちゃん。
She's trying so hard.
ああ。
I can't be something I'm not. I heave a long sigh as the stubborn Sasaki continues to pester me. The practice sessions continue with me still unable to get into character.
どうしてもラプンツェルの気持ちがつかめない。
I complained to Sister Basquiat. I voiced my concerns, but Sister Basquiat is standing incredibly close. She's practically nestled up against me, so she too can read over my script.
今日も君に会いに来たよ。
Welcome
夜の
back.
帳を越えて。
She gazes at me, murmuring her lines in a masculine tone. I feel a strange shiver run not just down my spine, but through my entire body. It's not an unpleasant sensation. In fact, it's quite nice.
嬉しいわ。あなたを待っていたのよ。
I whisper timidly. The sound seems to come not from my own mouth, but that of a fragile maiden. Yeah, get some rest. Get some rest, room. Hopefully your sleep schedule is gonna be fine sometime sooner than later. You can try getting into Rapunzel's shoes. Oh wait, wrong fairy tale. What if we just mix a bunch of fairy tales? Bedtime Pikachu. Okay, hold on. I'm snacking. Give me a second.
カッチ。カベカ。カッチ。
ラプンツェル、今日はどんなお話が聞きたいんだい？
I can smell a sweet scent particular to adult woman coming from her. Her body pressed so close to mine that I can feel her heat. But the words she's murmuring are those of a man. The contradiction has thrown me off completely, and when I try to read the script, the words seem to swim on the page.
落ち着いて。
Sister Basquiat whispers in my ear, her voice back to its usual
今の
tone.
ところちゃんとラプンツェルができているわ。演劇風にしたのは正解だったわね。
Right. When I voiced my complaints to Sister Basquiat, she suggested putting a hold on a group readings and holding individual sessions, so we've been doing that for a while. However...
演劇風にやったらどうかって言ったのは私。
Yeah, no, Erica, you know what your problem is? You're just gay. Even though I got Sister Basquiat to play the part of the prince.
先生がこんなに乗りやすい人だったなんて。
そろそろ落ち着いたようね。続けますよ。
So forceful, but why did you write the ooh in Hinaka? So forceful. Ooh.
あ、はい。
Completely engrossed in her role as a prince, Sister Basquiat draws even closer to me, wrapping an arm around my waist and gazing fervently into my eyes.
ねえラプンツェル、君はここから出た方がいい。
なぜ？
君も世界が知りたいと言っていたじゃないか。こんなところでは息が詰まってしまうだろう。
I see the face of a prince arguing his case with passion.
それはきっと楽しいでしょうね。見たことのない新しい出来事が満ち溢れて。
She's doing great. I don't see the problem.
なら行こう。私と共にたくさんの街を巡り、そして城で暮らそう。
I suddenly have a vision of Shirahane, who of course wrote the script. She herself is trapped in a prison of her own, and the one trying to break her free is...
私はおばさまを置いてはいけないわ。きっとおばさまは。
Her child is protected, determined to keep her from harm, even as she's unable to break free. That's...
悩むのもいい。だが考えていてほしいんだラプンツェル。
Subtext. I've learned that in recitation it's important to read between the lines as well. I'm pretty sure that after this line there's a kiss. Sister Pascal's lips are suddenly bearing down on mine and hot blood rushes to my face. Huh? Huh?
よかった。ちゃんと役をつかめたようね。
Excuse me?
はい。
心ここにあらずといった風でしたよ。それほど
Wait,
役
did
に
she
入
just
れた
think
の
that
な
or
ら
did that just
もう問
happen?
題ありませんね。
Hold on. Wait. Did she imagine the kiss? Huh? She's still incredibly close to me and I'm not silently lacking the spirit to make my usual jokes. Perhaps noticing this, Sister Basquiat breaks into a smile and addresses me in a kindly tone.
ねえ、八重垣さん。なぜ赤ちゃんの声が大きく誰にでも届くかわかる？
いえ。
それはね、伝えたいという気持ちが純粋だから。
Did she really just kiss her on the
赤ちゃんは
lips?
言葉を喋れないでしょ？
Oh, what? Ma'am?
だから喋れない分、その言葉を鳴き声にして響かせるの。
Subtext. I don't think a kiss on the lips is very subtle. It's a nice thought, all the same.
浜の弱な私には無理な理論ですね。
I don't remember this part. You don't?
いいえ、最後のラプンツェルの言葉。その声には誰かがいたわ。その人を思い話せばきっと伝わる。
The script that she wrote,
頑張って彼女になりきってみます。
It's an unfamiliar style of speech. I was sure I'd never be able to inhabit the character, but my heart is perfectly clear as I gaze into Sister Basquiat's smiling face and make my declaration. Huh? Perhaps our private rehearsal was more help than I expected as I quickly improved at my reading of Rapunzel's part.
すごく上手だって聞いているわ。朗読劇楽しみにしているわよ。
任せておけって。朗読劇では度肝を抜いてやるよ。
Oh my god, the girl, let me out! Let me out! I'm trapped! I've improved enough that I'm now able to make light of the whole thing. I can't quite give up my day job, but I'm no longer so terrible that I drag down Komikado-senpai and Takazaki.
本当に楽しみだわ。
She pours some cold brew tea into my empty cup. I've joined the president's after-class tea party during the time I have before a rehearsal starts, although I'd have done an about turn if she was serving hot tea in the sweltering summer weather.
前は変な女言葉になってたもんね。今はもう平気なんでしょ？
ええ、心配をかけてしまったわね、いちごさん。どうしたの？私何かおかしなことを言ってしまった？
なんだろう。役だって分かっているのに背景が歪むような違和感があるね。ですがしっかりとお姫様言葉になっていますし、しあさっての朗読劇楽しみですよ。
It seems that the recitation, which will be held in front of a gathering of students, is being referred to as a nighttime reading.
そういえば朗読劇のこと朗読やわって言ってたけど、どこで朗読するの？
なんで寮なんだよ。
だって部活動が終わって原則6時には寮に戻ってなきゃでしょ。だから「やわ」っていうくらいだからそういえばそうね。聞いて
I
る？
assume it's
大
going
学さ
to
ん。
be either in the chapel or at some... Do we have a stage in this? Wait, do we have a stage?
いや、ずっと聖堂で練習してるからそこでやるんだと思っ
I
て
don't
たよ。
actually remember.
聖歌の合唱での際もどう反響するか考えて楽器や歌での調節をするらしいですしね。
Right, I figured that was part of the reason why we were practicing in the chapel. Chapel. I hate that. The youngest Sasaki finishes speaking and takes a bite of grape jello. It has chunks of fruit in it.
そっちのブドウゼリーも美味しそうだな。
八重垣ちゃんのリンゴゼリーも美味しそうです。
Cannibalism!
看護しますか？
I nod and take a spoonful of hers. The cold grape jello is very soft, melting in my mouth. The round little Delaware grape I've scooped up with it is delicious too.
また共食いをしてしまいました。
Falling back into cannibalism. Normal behavior. Space cannibalism. Where's my cursor going? Grape, hello.
ゴミカド先輩がいたらまた笑いのツボにはまりそうだな。
コミカド先輩と言ったら、八重垣さんはゆっくりしてていいの？練習があるんじゃないの？
白羽はもう向かったのか？
だいぶ前に出て行ったわよ。
え？
真面目なあいつらしいな。15分前行動ってやつかね。
I pull out the pocket watch I keep lodged between my butt and and check the time. It's almost time for rehearsal to start.
15分前行動ならそろそろ始まるんじゃないの？
Why is that 15 written in a different font? I give the concerned president a noise of affirmation, slurped on my remaining jello and gulped down the chilled tea.
それじゃそろそろ出勤してくるよ。
With that, I hand my cup to the president and put my hands to the wheel rims of my chair. Meow. I sense an air of discontent in the room. Oh no, why? It's really tense, as though someone's wrongdoing is about to be called out or some secret that someone didn't want made public is about to be revealed. And the moment I see their faces, Nirine Komikado, Chidori Takazaki, and Sue Shirahane, the air in the chapel grows even heavier. Or rather, I feel my chest suddenly tighten. Why is there an extra J in my yellow? I can tell that something bad has happened.
どうした？浮かない顔してるじゃないか。
八重垣さん。
もしかして重い日か？悪いがポーチを持ち歩いてないから貸せないぜ。
I try mimicking our glib silver-haired senior, but it falls flat. Seems like it takes a certain amount of skill to elicit a smile with lowbrow lines like that.
んで、マジでどうしたんだ？暗い顔をしてないで説明してほしいんだが。
台本をなくしたそうよ。
あ？
は？
朗読譜をなくしたと言っているの。ごめんなさい。
Shirahana's voice trembles, her head is bowed. Komikado-senpai strokes her back comfortingly. Still not understanding what's going on, I question my amitié partner again.
昨日、手直しするから白羽さんへ台本を渡したでしょ？
Takasaki runs through the course of events. Yesterday, after our usual evening rehearsal, Shirahane had said she wanted to change some of the lines and the flow of the narrative a little. It was only a small revision, so everyone had agreed. Not the time to parody a certain silver-haired someone, it never really is. And we'd all handed our annotated scripts over to Shirahane. After practicing from memory for a bit, we'd left Shirahane, who was staring intently down at the scripts, and returned to our rooms. Then...
本当にごめんなさい。
Tears are welling up in Shirahane's eyes. Komikado-senpai consoles her, continuing to gently stroking her back.
で、
To gently...
昨日自分の台本に
Continuing
書
to
き込
gently
みをして
stroke.
納得のいく脚本になって意気揚々と部屋に戻った後、自分以外の台本を聖堂へ置き忘れたことに気づいたって
And now
わけ
they're
か。
gone. It's an error that Shirahane would never usually make,
一
however...
つのことに集中すると周りが見えなくなる嫌いがあるものな。
I'm well aware of my bookworm body's immense powers of concentration, but it can also be a drawback.
それで聖堂内に置き忘れたならここにあるだろう。探せば。いや、当然探したのか。
自室に戻り、思い出してすぐここへ取って返したらしいの。でもすでになくなっていたそうよ。
Apparently they've already checked multiple times to see if they've been handed in at Lost and Found.
私、なんて謝ったらいいか。
いいのよ。台本は白羽さんのものを複製すれば問題ないわ。
でも、ええ、そうね。白羽さんの言う通り、問題ないというわけにはいかないわ。
Takasaki's eyebrows start to get as Komikado-senpai cocks her head at her, but she goes on.
各自台本は、おのおの自分のセリフや字の文の注意すべき箇所、そして、どんな感情を抱き朗読するのかを朗読譜に書き込んでいますよね。ただ新しく直した筋は一緒だからと、白羽さんの台本を複製すればいいという問題ではありません。
She's right. From the moment I received my script, I've been covering it in notes to make it my own. Which is exactly why Shinohane is so upset about the fact they've been lost.
なくした台本は手直しで渡すために置いておいた椅子の位置から移動させてなかったのか？
I turned away from the chancel and head towards the two wooden pews at the front on the right-hand side.
八重垣さん
The scripts that had been stacked on them the other day are no longer there, of course. I stare intently at the place where we left them and smile my cat-like smile.
何を笑っているのよ。
こいつは紛失事故じゃない。
あ？
誰か悪意を持ったやつが故意に盗んだって言ってるんだよ。
My voice echoes through the quiet chapel. After a moment of silence, my words sink in and the mood turns tense.
そんな犯人なんてただ遺失物に気づいた方が拾ってくれ
Finally,
ただ
another
けでしょ。
mystery!
遺失物が届いてないか何度も確認したと白羽は言っていましたよ。
それは
She starts to argue back but then falls silent.
朗読劇が行われるのは学院内で承知の事実だ。たとえ誰かが拾っていたとしても今の今まで届けないのは考えづらい。
聖堂内で落とし物に気づいたのなら学者に戻らなくとも寮に戻った際に届けるわね。
Right, if they weren't able to hand them into the school staff room, then the most natural move would be to pass them on to the dorm mother. And since that hasn't happened...
でもなんでそんなことを台本を隠す
The
なんて
mystery time!
何の得にもならないでしょうに。
I wonder if Shinohane is thinking back on that incident where a huge fuss was made over the disappearance of some books, which there was similarly little to gain. She stares at me with a complicated expression.
本の紛失なら任せておけ。私なら隠すのも見つけ出すのもお手の物だ。
Yeah, that sure is your forte. I bare my caring lines and a feline smile and declare that I'll take my pent-up stress from this recitation business out on the thief. I'm gonna take my pent-up stress for every time you say your smile is cat-like out on you soon, Erika.
それで
Mommy Chief partner asked me what we're going to do next. Also, thank you for the heighty time and the posture check. Cat-like smile count +1. Hiding books and picking locks. Thank you for the pet. I'm not gonna count it. It's mentioned so often. When Sister Basquiat arrived for our session, we sent her away, telling her that we'd be doing individual practices today so that the script could be altered. Then I'd ordered Komikado-senpai and Shinohane to check again whether anything had been handed in at the teacher's lounge or the dormitory.
古来からこういう時は現場百遍と決まっているんだ
And
よ。
then my phone's dying as always.
以前にも同じ言葉を聞いたわね。
あの時はお前が真犯人だったかな。
Perhaps that's a more sensitive topic than I thought, as she doesn't make any retorts. No, actually, my eccentric MIT partner is ignoring me completely as she proceeds in casting a gaze over the chapel.
なぜバスキア教諭へ黙っていることにしたの？
Moving my chair in the direction of the chancel, I address her question.
あの時は悪意を持った者が故意に盗んだと言ったけどな。
善意で預かっているということ？
そうだ。もしそうだったらバスキア教諭に話して大ごとになったらかわいそうだろ。
へえ、だから遺失物を聞いてくる時にも盗まれたことは言うなって付け加えたわけ。
I answer in the affirmative and continue methodically inspecting every nook and cranny of each pew, but feeling her cool gaze on me, I can't help but break into a grin.
ま、それは表向きってことだ。実際は騒ぎにせず、確実に弱みを握りたいってことだよ。
やっぱり悪趣味ね。
ここであと2年と少しは奉公しなくちゃならない。生きやすくするためさ。
Kasaki sighs sadly. Maybe she believes me. It's best she doesn't realize my true intentions.
で、今は何をやっているの？
白羽が見逃してないかを調べてるのさ。こっちに来て手伝えよ。
稽古時間の間だけよ。
I instructed Kasaki to look around underneath the pews.
こいつじゃかがめないからな。
倒れ込んだらどうしようもないものね。
Kasaki shrugs and crouches down.
それで、これに何の意味があるの？
椅子と床に少しの隙間はあるけど、台本が差し込まれるほどは空いていないわよ。
Oh, she just
意味
wants
はある
to
さ。
see you on her knees.
這いつくばるお
What?
前が見られるのと、可愛らしい下着が拝める。
Okay. Well,
ふざけているならやめるわよ。
she gets to her feet and glares at me, her arm and eyes narrowing. I spread my arms wide and reassure her it was just a joke.
白羽はこの聖堂を探したとは言っていたが、下校時刻を過ぎて校則違反を犯して探しに来ていた。美に入り才に入りとはいかないだろ。だからそうだな、右側の2列目と3列目の箇所を重点的に調べてくれ。
She shoots me a fairly icy look, but being straightforward with her seems to have worked as she now looks to be searching properly.
これは
何を見つけた？
She looks up from an area a little away from where the scripts had been left. Caught between her fingers is a small scrap of paper.
これはメモ帳の紙片ね。
Oh? She hands it to me and I give it a close stare. In a large hurried scroll is written St. Joseph. Below that 3 books, and then finally an arrow pointing downwards.
これどういう意味かしら。
さてね、ピザ屋の注文ってわけじゃなさそうだ。
It sure doesn't. I stare at the scrap of paper, secretly quite surprised at this unexpected discovery. Akazaki's also gazing at it intently.
これって合唱部の人のじゃないの？
どうしてそう思う？
この本というのは譜面のことじゃない？譜面を1冊2冊と呼ぶこともあるでしょ？だから本と書いた。
この聖ヨゼフってのは？
それはわからないけれど、聖歌の中でそういう曲のタイトルがあるのではないかしら。だからこれはメモ帳を1枚破って譜面、本を3つ置いておいたわと伝えるためにあったものじゃないの？
Was a pizza order better be for everyone? 3 books of pizza. The fucking what now? The choir club usually use the chapel for the activities, so this train of thought is perfectly natural. However,
私はそう思わない。
どうしてよ。
この2週間近く、合唱部のみんなには悪いが、放課後この聖堂は私たちが朗読の稽古に使っていた。
あ、
もし昼休みの合間に熱心な部員が練習に使っていて、このメモを残したとしても、放課後こいつが椅子の上に置かれていたのなら、私たちの誰かが見つけていただろうよ。
she's right.
でも私たちの練習以前に書かれていたもので、風に飛ばされて椅子の下の隙間に挟まっていたということは？
その可能性もある。だが、私はメモ帳に書かれていた個数が気になるんだよ。
She pats my question back to me and I go on.
お前も言っていたが、この本が譜面だったら3枚もしくは3冊って書かないか？お前は合唱部員が書いたものだと言ったが、それだと個数に疑問符が出てくる。なぜ普段譜面を扱っている部員が、私は本は台本の本だと思う。だから3つと書いたんじゃないかってね。
And from the scrawled handwriting, you can tell that the note was written in a hurry. If it was someone used to recitations and stuff, they'd probably have written scripts, but they weren't able to come up with the right term on the fly, so they hurriedly put it down as books.
私はこのメモ帳のページは台本を持っていった者が置いていったものだと思う。
誰が、どうしてそんな真似をするの？
それはそいつに聞いてくれよ。
They were just lazy or stupid.
こいつは何かを意味し指しているのだけは確かだ。順当に考えれば宝の地図って感じかね。
見つけてみろって？
She regards a scrap of paper dubiously. My actual intentions aside, I'm honestly pretty fired up by this challenge. I'm gonna solve this thing, confront whoever wrote the note, and knock him down a peg or two. I can't wait.
とりあえず台本探しに出向くとしようぜ。
Okay. Without waiting for the others, we proceed to the main school entrance.
ここに台本が隠されているっていうの？
探してるものとは違うが、目立つのはこの階段なんだよ。
We match her closer so I can inspect the stairs properly.
何をしているのか教えてくれてもいいんじゃないの？
メモ帳にあった聖ヨゼフだけどな。
I go behind the staircase and look up, but there's nothing to see. I address my métier partner who's gazing at me with their usual look of irritation.
聖ヨゼフと聞いてひらめいたのが階段なんだよ。
Is it?
階段？成人なのに化けて出るわけ？
違う。聖ヨゼフの階段という奇跡の階段があるんだよ。支柱を作らずにぐにゃぐにゃととぐろを巻いたような階段がさ。
へえ、そんなものが。さすが処置ね。
She sounds unusually impressed, so I go on to explain it in more detail.
聖ヨゼフの階段はアメリカのサンタフェにあるロレットチャペルという修道院に実在する螺旋階段なんだ。内側にも外側にも支柱がなく、どうやって螺旋階段が存在できているか未だにわからないミステリー物件ってやつさ。
それを知っていたからここへ来たってわ。
学院で一番見事な階段はここだからな。
Understanding why it is we're here, Takasaki joins me in looking for clues to the whereabouts of the scripts while we come up empty-handed.
落書きもないな。
ひねらずに本を隠すなら本なのじゃないかしら。
Takasaki suggests we go check out the library and I head along with her. I peruse all the volumes on Saint Joseph, and also look around to see if there are any paintings or statues based on his image, but...
台本も手がかりも見つからなかったわね。
労多くして功少なしってやつか。ま、すぐに見つかるとは思ってないよ。
Takasaki responds dryly, perhaps seeing through my false bravado.
一つ質問いいかしら。
She stretches.
そもそも聖ヨゼフって何をした人なの？宣教師とか？
I find myself overcome with fatigue when I hear my métier partner's question.
少し前に授業でやっただろうが、聖母マリアの夫の聖ヨゼフだよ。キリストの養父だ。
そうなの？マリアって処女受胎したのだから。
Have you read a Bible? Even I know that! It's true that you often see sculptures and paintings of the Virgin Mary cradling the baby Jesus by herself. While he was part of the family, I suppose it's only natural that people don't know as much about Saint Joseph, considering how few depictions you see of him.
高名であるが、見かけない。
I come to a stop, feeling something nudge at the corner of my mind. I sort through the pieces of the puzzle in my brain, convinced I must be missing something when...
もういいんじゃないかしら。
Takasaki murmurs something to me, lit by the light of the setting sun.
何がもういいんだよ。
台本探しをすることがよ。本番まであと3日。確かに朗読譜がないのは痛いけれど、白羽さんの台本を複製して進めた方がいいわ。
ダメだな。
自分に自信がないわけ？
そうじゃない。だが、台本探しは続ける。
Jade eyes gaze deeply into mine, as though she is trying to see through what's going on behind them to my true intentions. She reads Bibles, believe. Fair, valid point.
犯人を見つけて弱みを握ることが本意とは思えない。あなたはこの朗読劇を失敗させたくないと思っている。
少しは人の心がわかるようになってきたじゃないか。
なら。
だが断る。あの台本じゃなきゃダメなんだよ。
だが断る。Takasaki stands straight in the scarlet of the sunset, everything about her just like the day we first met, her demeanor, her irritated gaze.
何を意固地になっているかわからないけど、これは対価をもらっていない以上、お遊びと同じ。あなたの言う趣味と同じよ。
What's your problem?
暇つぶしか。違いない。
だったら相応にやればいい。あなたの恥は私の恥だと言ったけれど、今のままなら恥にはならないわ。
I think back to the day when we both put forth our beliefs, and I smile my cat-like smile just as I had back then.
私は嫌だ。
She grimaces momentarily, her almond eyes straining.
そう。付き合いきれないわ。勝手にすればいい。
Her cool gaze and tone of voice linger with me even after her footsteps have disappeared. Girls are fighting. Again. At dawn. During my break, I continue searching for anything related to Saint Joseph, this time without Takasaki's help. Since we've decided to keep the loss of the scripts a secret, I have to make sure no one notices. But I quickly burn through all my free time, and before I know it, class is over.
全く進展なしってのはさすがにへこむな。
To go along with the drinks at today's tea party, we're having chilled warabi mochi or Brackenstar dumplings. Lately, we've been having a Western-style sweet, so this makes a nice change.
何が進展しないの？
そりゃお前の胸だよ。春からこっち成長してないよな、全然。
You can't just say that!
それは八重垣ちゃんもでしょ。意地悪する人には黒蜜取ってあげないよ。
Jesus Christ.
悪かったよ。
I apologize meekly. There's no appeal in warabi mochi unless it's got a generous covering of syrup.
よし、ではかけて死んでよ。
Oh. She begins pouring syrup over my warabi mochi. I asked the elder Sasaki sister if anything comes to mind in association with Saint Joseph.
聖ヨゼフ
My way or the
highway.
Looks like Takasaki's competition.
有名なのは聖母マリア様の夫じゃないかしら。授業で習ったでしょ。
Rika to the rescue! We did. She looks totally blank. Her younger sibling responds dusting some fallen soybean flour from her lap.
いちご姉は授業でも間違えていましたしね。でも私としては聖ヨゼフの階段が気になります。
階
She gives the shivering president the same explanation I'd given Takasaki.
そう、どちらかというと奇跡の方なのね。
奇跡？
委員長の言う奇跡は聖人として認定されるための奇跡っぽいが。
The elder Sasaki sister parrots the unfamiliar word back.
カトリックとして最高の数形の形が聖人認定だ。それには2つ奇跡を起こすことが必要なんだよ。
Oh, two!
そうだな。歴史でおなじみのフランシスコ・ザビエルとかも聖人認定されているんだぜ。
Ichigo seems impressed. Her sister grins at her.
フランシスコ・ザビエルの遺体は腐らなかったとしても有名ですよ。
The president's braids droop.
そうなの？理由は知りませんが、死後50年以上経ってから右腕を切断した時、鮮血がほとばしったという話ですよ。
お茶会に怪談話は禁止です。
She thumbs the teapot down, bringing the conversation to an abrupt halt. I don't know how old Saint Francis Xavier would feel about this tale being branded a ghost story.
あ、ザビエルといえばさ、
いちごさん。
違うよ、怖い話じゃないって。前の学校の先生でザビエルってあだ名の先生がいたなって。
ああ。
I can already imagine what he looked like.
最近はふさふさで容姿もかっこよかったって説
I do
もあ
not
る
know
け
what
ど
kind of hairstyle they're talking about.
そうなの？でね、あだ名といえばコミカド先輩のネリーってあだ名かわいいよね。
Our other classmates were Riley at her statement, but not along anyway. To be honest, I'm having trouble following her train of thought too.
そういや以前同じことを言っていたような気がするぞ。
いやー、そろそろ本当に打ち解けたと思うのですよ。
Oh, she wants a nickname.
だから
Okay.
あだ名とか欲しいかなって。
Where are you going with this? My classmates seem to think this highly amusing, and it brings home to me that the genteel young ladies who attend the school probably haven't ever used nicknames. Names that come from old-fashioned or wildly imaginative ideas.
そういえば料理教室をしている祖母ですが、料理に使うパティナイフにパティちゃんという愛称をつけて使ってましたよ。
I mean, in my family, we call every single... vacuum. We call our vacuum cleaners no-no. Because the vacuum in the Teletubbies was called no-no.
へえ、道具に名前をつけているのね。かわいいわ。
Yes, I forgot the word for vacuum cleaner just now. The president's eyes are sparkling. She has a special attachment to her personal teapot and cups. My other classmates have the same starry-eyed looks. I can't understand their feelings in this matter at all.
物に相性ね。本のしおりにしおりちゃんとか言うわけだろ。私はな。
ねえねえ、八重垣ちゃん、私にあだ名つけてみてよ。
お前ら姉妹には笹1号2号ってあだ名が。
I stiffen as soon as I've said it. She regards me restlessly. It's not the near mention of my Yuri Kosaka that's frozen me, though.
あだ名相性ね。
The sound of the president calling my name is distant in my ears as I'm let down a deep drain of thought. Aha! Hey, we're finally on her route, considering this change in loading screens. Well, not loading screens. Oh, no, never. Oh, we're switching point of view. I forgot that happened. Your previous car had a few nicknames. A car my mom had some years ago because it was small and cute was Knutschkugel. I don't even know how to translate that though. Like, maybe some cutesy way of basically a... No, I have no idea how to translate it. Smooch ball, yeah, thank you. Yeah, because it was a small, cute cart. Why is it that church architecture is such a mess? The central pillars, the walls, the windows, everything is covered in ornamentation. It feels very confused. It's hard to get a sense of perspective. My eyes narrowed, I'm squinting around the chapel yet again when... a noise echoes wildly through the space, the sound of footsteps ringing out, and then I hear a forlorn voice in my ear requesting my attention. I ask without turning around, and a timid voice inquires where Yaegaki-san is.
今日も自主練だそうよ。少し前にバスキア教諭もコミカド先輩も同じことを聞きに来たわ。
Oh, her tone is so soft I wouldn't have heard her disappointment if I hadn't been listening for it. This is no good. I can't tell exactly how big the cross is. I drag my gaze away from the chancel and turn around. Tsushina-hana is now right in front of me. I stare at her intently, relieved that I can see her properly, that she's not somehow undulating. Her long hair is raven black, her slim supple arms pale, the skin peeking through her collar is whiter than marble. I take a step or two forward, still looking into her face, and the trite adjective good-looking comes to mind. It's the kind of beauty, though, that makes all the secret vulnerabilities of one's soul just ache. I can understand why Mamichi partner is so desperate.
何か。
八重垣エリカと仲がいいのね。
エリカさんとですか？仲がいいというより、私が勝手に処置仲間扱いをしているだけで。
名前で呼ぶくらいには仲がいい。
A blush like scattered cherry blossoms spreads across her cheeks. I feel gloomy for some reason.
彼女も無駄なことはよしたらいいのに。
Yeah, Sue is at the maximum volume I can put her in. She's still...
台本なんて諦めて稽古をすべきだわ。
そうですね。
Shino-hana presses her hand to her chest as though in some kind of pain. It's a gesture that somehow recalls the pure emotions of adolescence, that betrays her acute pain.
なぜあれほど固執するのかしら。初めは朗読なんて嫌がっていたのに。
My words have a bitter echo to them as they fade into the recesses of the chapel. She's so closed off. I turn to leave, wondering why I'm bothering with her.
きっとみんなで作り上げてきたこの朗読劇を成功させたいと思っているはずです。
That's what I thought too. I'm sure she wants it to be a success. Be that
あ
as
な
it
たの
may.
ために。
私の？
そう。稽古をせず台本に固執しているのがいい証拠よ。
I've probably been thinking the same thing myself. All that about exposing the culprit, about not wanting to fail publicly, it was
なんだ
all...
っていうの。
My irritation grows as I stare at Tsushida-hana standing in front of me. It's at times like this that I'd actually appreciate not being able to see anything.
私のためだったら嬉しいけれど、それはきっと違うわ。
どういうこと？
私もコミカド先輩も高崎さんもみんなで作る劇を壊したくないと強く思っているからだと思う。
She repeats her point again. I'm about to argue that if that were the case, she wouldn't have any reason to obsess over the scripts, but she stops me with a smile.
それに何よりアミティエと共に作ってきた劇を成功させたい、そう願っているはずよ。
She adds to her argument. The words we threw back and forth the other day come to
ないわ。
mind.
アミティエが大切でない人なんていない。
私は。
I I open my mouth to refute it, but faced with Shirahana's deep black, all-encompassing eyes, I find myself unable to say anything. It seems to me that she's looking through me to someone else. I suppose I'm doing the same, looking to her, to Irika Yaigaki.
もう少しだけ待ってみましょう。
I look up at the chancel. My eyes are drawn to the cross. Its form is still distorted in my eyes. You should go see a doctor and get some glasses. I think that would be an improvement. And better in the long term. Your poor eyes. It's been a while since I last saw a live dove. I spot a dove perched on a thin branch through the corridor window. And like the doves in the pictures I'd seen while researching St. Joseph, something about it feels off to me. Something about its weirdly shiny feathers, its calls, its movements. My cursor is moving, I don't fucking know where, hello. When you put Sue at max volume, you eventually hear her shout or scream with full force. Ah! She doesn't usually scream though, I'm just hoping she won't ever scream. Its eyes are especially creepy. It's impossible to tell what it's thinking. I watch it hopping idly around and mutter to myself about it being called a symbol of peace. Those disagreeable eyes. I think back to my falling out with my amitié partner the previous day. Actually, I'm not sure we even had enough of a relationship to fall out in the first place. Still.
なんだよ。
Noticing me watching it, the dove is frozen and is staring shrewdly back at me. As soon as my usual feline smile curves across my lips, the dove flaps off, just like her. No, I suppose I'm the one who ran away from my home, my family. My thoughts all seem to be taking a turn for the melancholy. I shake my head and start rearranging the pieces of the puzzle in my brain. I'm just running through my solution one more time before I present it.
確か、小ウサギの消失の折にもしたな。
The face of the culprit in that case flashes through my mind. I shake my tousled head again and refocus on the case of the missing scripts. First, let's clearly define how the incident began. Initially, I thought that the loss of the scripts was a malicious crime committed by a third party. Was that original assertion correct? The scripts got missing by accident, or was it intentional? It was an accident from someone's good intentions. And if that's the case, why did it happen in the first place? And then there's our other mystery. The meaning of St. Joseph on that note. What does St. Joseph denote? Jesus Christ Father! A nickname for the place where the scripts have been left. I find it very funny that you can see exactly when I took the wrong choices to get all of the endings, the bad endings. After I finish putting the pieces together in my head, I give the bow that the dove has now vacated a final glare and head for the chapel. I open the doors noisily. Looking across the chapel towards the chancel, I see the two people I've summoned here. Tsuru Shirahane and Chidori Takasaki. Shirahane is smiling, though her expression is somewhat troubled, while Takasaki's usual irritated gaze is turned towards me. The pair of them together look like a religious painting of the angel Gabriel announcing Christ's incarnation. The archangel rejoicing in the incarnation of the Son of God, the bewildered emotional Virgin Mary hearing that she's with child.
呼び出したってことは犯人を見つけたってことよね。
それはちょっと違うな。
なら謝罪でもするのかしら。コミカド先輩を呼んでないところを見ると、大口を叩いてダメだったことを私たちに取りなしてもらいたいとか。
今日は随分と口が回るじゃないか。なんだ、ムカついてるのか？
She denies it, although her expression says otherwise, and then she turns her head away.
台本見つかったのですね。
Shirahane says, looking like she's known the location all along, and I nod.
あなた、さっきは違うって言ってた。
犯人は見つからなかったって言ったんだよ。こっちとしても不本意だがな。
I look up at the cross that hangs above the chancel.
八代譲り派大田事件の時のような話。
I'm reminded of that earlier case.
意味がわからないわ。
Yeah, that's because you weren't in school back then. Of course she doesn't. Takasaki goes out of her way to associate with people as little as possible. There's no way that she should know the details of an incident that occurred before she transferred here.
大山明道してネズミ一匹ってやつだよ。大騒ぎして結果大したことがないってことさ。
I look over at the pew where the scripts have been left.
そもそもこの紛失事件に犯人はいないんだ。
Wow, bless you to whoever just sneezed outside. Holy shit. I heard it through a closed window.
犯人がいない？まさか自然に起きた事故とでも言うの？ネズミが台本を加えて逃げたとか。
そりゃいい。笑えるが、もちろん動物がどうこうとか言わないよ。風が吹いて飛んでいったとかもな。
いい加減はぐらかすのはやめて。
I ran a hand through my messy logs, preparing my spiel just so that I'd rehearse before I launched into my explanation of events.
さっきも言った通り、犯人という悪意を持った人はいない。だが、善意を持った人ならいたんだよ。
善意？
Well, that obviously came completely out of left field. I smiled at my MT partner's uncharacteristic reaction.
そうだ。簡単に言えば、白羽がそこのキースの上に置いておいた台本を忘れ物だとして善意から。
ちょっと待って。なら遺失物として。
She turns an irritated gaze on Shirahana, but my reading buddy shakes her head.
職員室にも寄宿舎にも届いていなかったわ。
とんだ善人がいたものね。結局台本は拾ったかもしれないけど、そ
Because
の
they
まま
handed
届け
them
なか
in
っ
a
たというこ
place
とじゃ
where
な
they
い。
thought we would find them. I wonder about the hostility of her gaze, but
なあ、ハリー・ポッターの映画を見たことがあるか？
I have. I ask her a sudden question.
何を言っているの？
ないのか？お前映画興味なさそうだもんな。
見たことくらいあるわ。
She retorts sulkily.
よく映画の番宣やコマーシャルで流れる曲あるだろ？不思議の国に紛れ込んだような BGM だよ。
Mm-hmm.
あれって、私は映画そのものを指した曲、もしくは主人公のテーマ曲だとずっと思ってたんだ。だが、後で知ったんだが、あれってペットの白フクロウ、ヘドウィグのテーマなんだってな。
そうだったの？知らなかったわ。
Today we all learned. Shirahana wide-eyed voices her surprise. Takasaki remained silent.
だからどうしたっていうの？
つまり、固定観念を捨てろってことさ。
I waved a piece of paper in front of their eyes.
これを宝の地図だと思っていた。
You
台
knew?
本を指し示す
I
メッセ
never
ー
really
ジだって
bothered.
な。
I can't even come up with the melody right now.
こんなものがあったなんて。
Though, to be fair, I try to not actually interact with anything Harry Potter if I can help it anymore, so... Shirahana stares intently at the scrap of paper. She's obviously never heard of it either if the solution hasn't occurred to her upon seeing the message.
この聖ヨゼフって名前、私はこれが台本の場所を示すものだと思っていた。だから聖ヨゼフと関連するようなもの、場所を捜索した。だよな。
聖ヨゼフの階段。
ご明察。学院の階段も探したな。だが、結局何も見つからなかった。
無駄足だったわ。
違いない。
Smiling, I give my legs a pat and my amitié partner smiles wryly back at me.
この聖ヨゼフが台本の場所を示している。それは間違いない。だが、名前とゆかりのある場所を探しても意味がなかった。
I explained to them how the topic of nicknames had come up in an otherwise meaningless conversation I'd had.
あだ名ですか？
ああ、そこで物にあだ名をつけるって話を聞いたんだよ。愛着の湧いた品に特別な名前をね。
I can understand giving names to people and pets. However, I had this preconceived notion that pet names were only for living things. Shirahana's probably grasped my meaning by now. She looks around at Chappelle, her eyes huge. But Takasaki, still not understanding, asks irritatedly what it is I'm saying.
日本でもあるが、海外は特に建物に愛称をつける文化があるんだよ。オペラハウスなんかにな。もともとドレスデン国立歌劇場って言ったんだが、建物の建築に携わった建築家ゼンパー氏にちなんでゼンパーオーパーとも呼ばれてる。それ以外でも最寄りの通りの名から愛称がついたり、初めて公演された演劇の演目から付けられたりする例もある。
Oh my god, hold on. I just remembered a game I really would like to play again on stream. Ah, fuck. I don't remember what it's called though. Let's just hope that what I wrote down just now is still gonna be of any use to me off the stream so I can try and find the game again. Oh my god.
それって
She must finally have cottoned on. Cottoned on? Her expression softens slightly and she waits for me to go on.
そう。私はこの聖ヨゼフが場所、建物を指す愛称だと考えたのさ。そして図書室で学院の遠隔を調べた。そうしたらあったんだよ。聖ヨゼフ劇場、もしくはヨゼフ座がね。
I move my wheelchair over to the right side of the chapel towards the door that's usually kept shut. The door doesn't give off a particular air of mystery. I'd always assumed it just led to a storage room. I turn to my bewildered audience.
さあ行こうぜ。地下劇場へ。
Yeah, I remember this part of the game. The route down to the theater, which I had thought was only accessible via stairs, is half slope and half stairway. Thanks to that, I'm able to descend in my wheelchair without any assistance. As we follow the dimly illuminated passage down, it really feels as though we're crossing into another realm. The air is cool and damp, driving away all thought of the hot weather outside, and the way ahead is shrouded in darkness. Although the path which I'm venturing along for the first time feels rather long, I guess it probably doesn't extend that far underground. A door similar to the one we'd entered through appears at the end of it, and I put my hand on the brass doorknob. Have slopes, yeah! I guess the school has at least some accessible thing going for it. Not much, but a little. Then... Hello, new background. CG.
ここが聖ヨゼフ劇場なのね。
I nod silently in response to Takasaki's whisper as I stare out at the underground theater. It's like stepping into a movie set.
何の因果か知らないが、この地下劇場で初めてやった演目もグリム童話の一編だったんだよ。演目の名は森の中のヨーゼフ聖者。この劇場を指すとき、聖堂内の地下劇場じゃ語呂が悪かったのか。
I slowly survey the interior of the theater lit only by the dim electric lights.
最初の演目から聖ヨゼフ劇場、もしくはヨゼフ座と呼ぶようになった。
I explained the name to them. The meaning behind the words written on the note is quite simple. It was just saying that the 3 copies of the script had been taken down to the underground theater. The arrow mark was to emphasize the need to head underground to the reader in case it hadn't clicked yet.
学院にこんな場所があったなんて。
Yeah, but how would you know if you've never been down there? They probably assumed that you would know. So it had to be some kind of senior. Takasaki's irritation dissipates as she looks around the theater. Just then we hear a small cry and turn towards the sound.
コミカド先輩
She appears from the depths of the theater like a ghost, the missing scripts clutched in her hand. Seeing this, Takasaki turns her gaze on me impatiently.
違う。犯人はいないと言っただろ。コミカド先輩には先に台本を確保してもらっていたのさ。
八重垣さんの言う通り、ここに置かれていたなんて。
持ってきた人は誰かわかりませんが、善意からだったんですよ。朗読劇の日にちも迫っている。本番を行う前にリハーサルを当然していると思ったんでしょう。だからここへ置いておいた。
そうだったの。そう、確かにそうね。本番前にここで一度合わせておかないとね。
どういうこと？
バスキア教諭が言ってたろ。朗読劇は年に2度行われるって。私たちは初めてだが、上級生。コミカド先輩はすでに朗読劇の経験がある。ここで朗読劇が行われることを知ってたんだよ。
There's a moment's silence, and she looks at me dispassionately. Well, I can't blame her.
ああ、初めからメモ帳をコミカド先輩に見せておけば、すぐにここに台本が置かれていたというのは分かっただろうね。上級生はみんな、この地下劇場の相性は知ってたんだからな。
相性？ヨゼフ座のことですか？
She voices her name very matter-of-factly. I may have expected it, but I can't stop my shoulders from slumping.
それじゃあ私たちがしたことは
I confirmed that we were indeed making things more difficult and drawn out than they needed to be, and Takasaki's shoulders drooped too.
でも台本が見つかってよかったわ。これで本格的に稽古ができるわね。
本当に良かったです。
Shinohana takes the scripts from Komikado-senpai and hands me and Takasaki our copies.
台本を見つけてくれてありがとう、エリカさん。私、本当に嬉しいわ。
妖精よ、お前のためじゃない。
She smiles anyway, unperturbed by my curt response. I ruffle my hair, my spirits dampen.
よかったじゃない。白羽さんのために台本探したのでしょ。
Although I'm inclined to deny it, when I see that Takasaki's eyes aren't irritated but shining earnestly.
ああ。
In the English translation, the note says 3 books. The implication of whoever wrote the note didn't know the word scripts. In Japanese version, the word script is written with 2 kanji. One is for book, the other is lag. The joke literally writes it. Oh man. Listen, if I actually kept up with my Japanese studies properly, I would love to just relive games like these just to see what the original text is like, to see these kinds of jokes. And also to like understand why a translator would choose this and that way to like make the joke work in a different language. After a moment of indecision, I nod.
そう。やっぱり白羽さんのためよね。
Oh, come on. No. It's for you too. Her expression is pensive, and as I look at her, her profile seems to blur with that of my explosive-tempered older sister. My family, I left them on such bad terms.
お前、魔女の役、上手になってただろうがよ。
上手？
対価を得られない以上、遊びと同じだと言ったけどな。
Eyes narrow and she asks me what the heck I'm talking about. I don't know what it is I'm rambling about either. Still, I don't want her to get the wrong idea. I should probably try expressing my feelings more honestly.
中途半端は嫌なんだよ。私はお前の最高の演技が見たいんだ。特等席で相棒の演技を見させてくれよ。
Yeah. Her expression of bewilderment gradually turns into one of incredulity.
見てなさい。アマチュアとプロフェッショナルの違い。
プロフェッショナル。
見せてあげるわ。
What are you saying? I don't know. What are you saying? I don't know. My mature partner's face is suddenly lit by an innocent, girlish smile. What are you saying? No, what are you saying? Da-da-dan-da-dan. The day of the recitation. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm definitely gonna try and finish that. We've been rehearsing over and over with the newly updated scripts. There's no one at the theater yet, but in just a few hours we'll probably have a full house. A strange mood dominates the St. Joseph Theater. It's like the air's thick with tension or pregnant with idle expectation. The academy as a whole feels like a different world, but here the effect is taken to another level. It's like we've suddenly wandered into medieval Europe. Behind me, the theater is lit by hazy yellow light, like when the moon is shining through a layer of cloud. The bulbs look like they're in danger of being swallowed up by the encroaching dark. I'm staring at one of them.
似合わないわね。
I hear a voice from behind me. Scratching my head, I turn around.
何？
Takasaki's standing there, having changed into her costume for the performance. She's wearing an innocent white dress, and there's a flower wreath sitting atop her long brown hair. Brown?! Hold on. Brown? Wait. Oh, brown? No. There is no way. No. I'm color picking this. What the fuck? Nah, are you kidding me? How the hell is that? It is brown. Color picking it is brown, but it looks green. In game. It is all brown. She's right. I am sad to say, color picking it is indeed brown. Yes, it looks green to me. Greenish. Like obviously not like leaf green, but green undertones. No. It has green undertones. I don't know what you want me to say. Yes. Also, her dress is not white. That's yellow. It's stylized brown. I mean, yeah. On both screens. Well, let me look at it on my old screen. On my old screen, it looks... Also... Oh, it looks a little more brown on my old screen, yeah. Green! Yes, green! That's why I'm so upset every time they say the actual hair color, because it's not... On the limit of 2 colors, I say. It's not brown! Like, I'm sorry, like, this is brown. Right? This is brown. The chairs, they're brown. But her hair is more along... Like, it has an undertone of like, this kind of green. Obviously, it's not this kind. This is a completely different kind of green. I'm not talking about this kind of green, right? It's like, it has undertones of this. This yellow, greenish. So I would not have said brown. I would have not called her hair color brown. Because to me, brown is these kind of things with more of a red undertone. This is not brown. You don't see a smithereen of green. Well, so what color are her eyes then? Are those not also other? I would have like, yeah, no, wait. I think they said earlier that her eyes are supposed to be also just brown, I guess. Isn't it just lighter? No, this has a completely different, this has a colder undertone to it. Like, this is a warm brown, right? But this isn't. This is a very cold color. Anyway, to my mind, her hair was green. I was... Let's just move on. Wrong button. Seeing such a beautiful ghostly white figure floating in the darkness only enhances the otherworldly feeling of this place. Like, Erika's hair is brown. This is a completely different hair color from this. Like... Right? This is brown. Although wearing the same outfit as her looked like a little kid playing dress up, it's more like the clothes are wearing me. I've already accepted that I look stupid, but Takasaki's brow furrows as though she's disturbed that I share the same opinion.
なんだよ。自分で言ったことだろうが。
それは。
ところで、今一番セクシーな朗読者はお前だな。
Excuse me?
冗談はやめて。
冗談なもんか。明日の昼飯をかけてもいい。
I figured she'd get pissed off at my banter, but for some reason she simply turns her head away, looking embarrassed. Embarrassed, as if.
あなたも似合ってないことはないわ。
そりゃ。
It's not like I'm staring, but she's tugging restlessly at the hem of her dress, perhaps because she feels nervous being seen in this costume.
商用なら済ませておけ。手のは余計なお世話か。
We still have plenty of time left before the performance, but Takasaki's done these things before, so it'd probably just be preaching to the choir.
どうしたの？
いや、キリスト教の学者でおかしな言い回しだなってさ。
Takasaki tilts her head at me.
似合っているわね。
I hear a gentle voice behind me, one so familiar that I don't need to turn around to confirm its owner. Kumikata-senpai comes over to us with Shirahane, both of them wearing the same outfits.
先輩もお似合いですよ。
そう少し丈が短くて恥ずかしいわ。
以前の朗読
Next
劇
you
では
tell
な
me
かっ
she
た
has
ので
black
す
hair
か？
or something. Ha 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 ha.
学院の制服で行っていたから八重垣さんもとっても
Still, that hair length is a pain to take care of.
ありがとうございます。
I respond adroitly, even if it's just flattery. I address my bookworm buddy who's squirming with embarrassment.
お前もなかなかだ。綺麗な足で脳殺されそうだよ。
もう恥ずかしいこと言わないで。
委員長あたりが見たら釘付けになること間違いなしだ。図書室でもその格好でやったらどうだ？
Everyone laughs along with me except for Takasaki. I pat her tie.
焼くなよ。お前が一番セクシーだってことは変わらないからさ。
今わかったわ。からかっているのね。
She glares at me, her expression haughty once again. Seems like any anxiety she had has dissipated too. Kumikata-senpai watches Takasaki with a smile as she pretends to whack me. Shirahane meanwhile whispers to herself.
こんなに素敵な劇場見せたかった
Oh. She looks around the theater's old-fashioned interior. I think of her myself. I wonder if they talked about a shared love of elaborate architecture like this. I move my chair forward so that I'm beside my bookworm buddy who stepped a little aside from the group.
理由を探ろうと提案したのは私だけどな。今日はこっちに集中した方がいい。
She's trolling you, Chironati. That's what I'm about to say, but then I realize how harsh it sounds and stop myself just before the words come out. Smiling in my cat-like manner, I address Shirahane, who's now deep in thought.
緊張してるのか？なあ白羽。
適当にやれよ。失敗したって命取られるわけじゃないでしょ。
She smiles and echoes the words of encouragement I'd given her before the Feast of the Assumption. I shrug my shoulders and force a smile in return to a somewhat sad one.
はあ、こんなところあったんだ。
ずいぶんと立派な劇場ね。
これは緊張してしまうば。
My classmates excitedly voice their thoughts as they step into the St. Joseph Theatre for the very first time. The upperclassmen who follow after them are newcomers, so they quietly take their seats to the left and right of the aisle. A fresh wave of nervousness comes over me as I see the full audience facing us.
右脇腹が刺すように痛い。
大丈夫？
No, it's just nerves.
もらってきましょうか。
待ってください。いつもの軽口です。逃げ出したくなっているだけですよ。
ずいぶんと見透かしたようなことを言うじゃんかよ。
She's not wrong though, is she?
私も似たような経験があるわ。でも始まれば弱気の虫なんて吹き飛ぶ。
なあ、上がらないようにするにはどうしたらいいんだ？
I'm actually being half serious. I question her, hoping to elicit some more tricks of the trade so that I'm not overshadowed by the professional actor in our midst.
これは舞台役者の間での秘密の方法だけど、
ああ、
手のひらに人という字を。
知ってるよ。定番中の定番だよ。
どうしたんだい？盛り上がっているようじゃないか。
Now that I think about it, she wasn't with the other upperclassmen when they entered the theater.
わあ、みんな美しいな。まるで絵本の国の住人のようだ。ネリーなぞアリスのようじゃないか。
Yatsushita-senpai scrutinizes first Kumikata-senpai and then the rest of us.
ネリーも素晴らしいが、高崎くんも我が氏も妖霊だ。カメラを持ってこなかったのが悔やまれる。
私のことは無視ですか？そうですか。
ん？八重垣くんも綺麗だよ。そうだな。 衣装を着た君は随分と幼く見える。
Is that supposed to be a compliment? I'm not so sure, but she looks delighted. I guess it must have been meant as praise.
しかしいいの？こんな衣装が着られるなら僕も立候補すればよかったな。
八代先輩なら似合います。すごくスタイル
It
がいい
really
し。
isn't.
そうかな。
ええ、朗読劇が終わったら私のを貸すわ。
Her face lights up at the offer. I hadn't thought she was at all interested in girly things.
意外だな。
意外だなとは？
いや、八代先輩は女性的な格好はあまり好まないと思っていましたので。
僕も少女だよ。綺麗な服に憧れたりはするさ。だがそうだな、股下を考えると下着がまずいことになるかもしれないか。
She stares hard at the hem of my dress and I start feeling uncomfortable then.
そろそろ開演ですよ。準備はできていますか？
Sister Basquiat calls to us and Yatsushiro senpai sticks her tongue out.
激励しに来たのに関係のない話題で話し込んでしまったね。そうだ、君たちに一ついい民間伝承を教えよう。観客をかぼちゃに見立てると緊張しな。
You left the third volume. Yeah.
知ってるよ。それも定番だよ。
Maybe because of the lead up to this, I forgot she's a senior for a moment and retort sharply.
そうか。緊張はほぐれたようだね。
She smiles cheerfully then, with a bow to Sister Basquiat leaves the stage.
さあ、用意は良いかしら？どんちょうが開いたら始まりますよ。
Oh! I nod and pat the thigh of my meatier partner who's standing beside me.
失望させるなよ。プロフェッショナル。あなたも私にいいところを見せなさい。アマチュアなりにね。
We wait quietly for the curtains to open. This is very similar to a dramatic reading, Takasaki had announced when we began rehearsing for the recitation. She pointed out how each performer would do some very simple acting with the script in hand. And if you think about the style in which we're doing it, where each performer reads out a part of the role, it certainly is more like a dramatic reading. Recitations are usually done by one person, bring to life all the characters in the story by themselves, old and young, children, dogs, imaginary creatures. Which is why changes in point of view become very important. Here the narrator's point of view is seen from multiple perspectives, and we thought that we have to keep in mind whether we're reading the characters from a first or third person perspective. And it's reinforced to us that we have to speak with an awareness of the authorial intent behind the words. I don't think 2 weeks is enough time for me to possibly empathize with the characters in the story. I would start it however long we had for rehearsals. I think the ultimate purpose of a recitation is to convey the characters' emotions to the audience as though they're your own. And in my case, the emotions I have to get across are...
Kaminaga-hime.
Kinder- und Hausmärchen.
それは遠い遠い昔のお話です。仲睦まじい夫婦がおりました。しかしその夫婦にはなかなか子供が授かりませんでした。気の優しい夫は妻を気遣い、子が授かるように神に幾度も祈りました。何度も何度も。そしてとうとう妻に子が宿ったのです。しかし年をなしてできた子供ゆえか、妻は何も口にできず弱っていったのです。何か食べたいものはないか、私が取ってきてあげよう。いいの、そんなことをしたらあなたに災いが起きるわ。夫の身を案じた妻はそのように答えました。 妻は知っていたのです。妻が唯一口にしてもいいと思ったのは魔女の庭に咲くラプンツェルでした。
A murmur goes through the audience. Rapunzel is more commonly known here as rampion, and the narrative explains that it's a kind of salad leaf that's nutritious and safe to be eaten during pregnancy. Eventually, the kind-hearted husband, aware that what he was doing was wrong, snuck into the witch's garden and stole a handful of leaves for his weakened wife. Finally able to eat something, the wife started to regain her strength. The husband slipped into the witch's garden again and again until...
Oh, great,
you can't see the full text.
妻のために仕方なかったのです。
妻のため？それなら盗みを働いてもいいというのかい？お前の言い分もわかる。だが、すべてのものには対価が必要だ。
対価を支払えばラプンツェルをいただけるのですか？
そうだよ。お前の身重の妻にラプンツェルを与える代わりに、私に生まれた赤子をちょうだいな。
When Takasaki's witch speaks, it's like a temperature in the theater suddenly drops and all eyes turn to her. It's as if the witch herself has possessed her and is now speaking through Chidori Takasaki's lips. The audience hold their breath, leaning forward in the seats at the soft offer deal.
そして春が過ぎ、夏を越え、秋が間近になってきた頃です。約束の赤子が生まれました。ああ、本当に待ち望んだ子だというのに、私のためにこの子を手放さなければいけないなんて。
別れを惜しむいとまくらいは与えてやっただろう。約束通り連れて行くよ。
With a backward glance at the heartbroken couple, the witch takes the baby away. At first it was intended as mere payment. But as the days and years passed, the witch started to let down her guard around her child, whom she named Rapunzel. Then, fearing that the couple would one day come to get her back, the witch locked the 14-year-old Rapunzel away in a tower with no door. She lived her life completely shut off from the world but for a tiny window. To Rapunzel, who knew neither mother nor father, the witch was both. She wanted for nothing and saw not a whit of the disease and irrational violence of the world outside. When the witch wished to enter the tower, she stood below and called up to Rapunzel these words.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! お前の美しい髪を下ろしておくれ。
I'm imagining that's why the professionals, being a voice actor is a lot of work. It's fascinating to see though.
はい、おばさま。
お前の髪はとても美しい。きっと神に愛されているのだね。
でも私はおばさまのような黒くみずみずしい髪になりたかったわ。
Reflecting that Rapunzel's hair took after that of her mother and father, the witch wrestled over whether or not to tell her the truth. She wasn't sure that it was right to raise her like this, having her call her auntie as though they were family. We see the witch agonizing. She wants to keep Rapunzel shut up in the tower. But is that what's best for the girl?
私はどうしたらいいのだろう。こんなに悩むのなら 赤子などもらい受けるのではなかった。
私はおばさまの子ではないの。
Rapunzel was distressed when she happened to overhear the truth that she was not the witch's child. You see, I wonder whether it was right for her to just stay there ensconced in her tower. The heart of the conflict, those feelings of hers I wasn't able to step into myself. One day, a young prince was passing by the tower when he laid eyes on Rapunzel for the first time. He tried to reach her but was unable to enter the tower. Having fallen in love with the beautiful Rapunzel at first sight, his desire to meet her only grew stronger.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! お前の美しい髪を下ろしておくれ。
He came back to the tower day after day, until he saw the process by which the witch entered the tower. When the witch had left, the prince called out the words himself.
ラプンツェル、ラプンツェル、お前の美しい髪を下ろしておくれ。
誰？外の世界の恐ろしい人間なの？
いえ、私はあなたに危害など加えません。ぜひ、私と友人となってほしいのです。
ラプンツェルは、外の世界の恐ろしさを魔女から聞いていたため、
I'm trying to make it so I don't cover as much text as possible. It's not going well.
しかし、いつしか会いに来てくれる王子のことを大切な人だと感じるようになっていったのです。王子は来るたびに外の世界の愉快な出来事を伝え、ラプンツェルも外の世界に興味を持っていったのでした。
I hope you're doing well. I don't think I can pause this scene.
この塔から抜け出し、外の世界へ行こう。
Can I pause? No, I can't. I'm so sorry. Hi. Hi, Raiders.
ダメよ。おばさまを残していくことなんてできないわ。
Hi, Raiders. I'm new. I like the color pink visual novels and JRPGs, and we're playing Flowers, the one that's in summer, and we're currently stuck in a scene that I can't pause at all. The witch found out about Rapunzel and the prince's secret trysts. How was his dream, by the way? At first she was incensed. You see the witch shaking with rage as she considers how to punish the prince for stealing her precious Rapunzel from her. I'm so sorry. This is... and how to hurt Rapunzel for her betrayal. Oh no. However... always chaos in Red Dead Redemption. Oh, true.
おばさまは
That is a chaotic game. I've never seen it not be chaotic. Rapunzel couldn't leave her auntie. At hearing herself described as family, all the doubts the witch had been carrying faded away.
その者がお前をたぶらかすものかい？
あなたが魔女か。頼む。彼女を解き放ってほしい。彼女と共にありたいのだ。
王子がラプンツェルをかばう姿を見て、魔女はどこへなりとも好きに出ていくがいいと激情したふりをして二人を塔から追い出しました。
Our point of view then switches away from Rapunzel, and we see the witch alone in a tower weeping sorrowfully. She cries not for herself, but out of regret, for having kept Rapunzel locked away in the tower for so long. We see her finally recognize how much the couple must have cried upon losing their child, if she herself is this upset. The witch's Boy, tugs at the heartstrings and moves much of the audience to tears. I too feel a burning sensation in my chest. Right. This is her amitié partner.
そして、
And then-
泣き悲しむ魔女の耳にある声が聞こえてきたのです。
Then it's voiced again.
ラプンツェル、ラプンツェル、お前の美しい髪を下ろしておくれ。
魔女は何事かと窓から外を覗きました。そこには輝く笑顔のラプンツェル、王子、そしてあの夫婦の姿があったのです。
おお。
何をしに来たのだい？おばさまを迎えに来ました。私はこの塔から出ない。出てはいけないのだ。
The witch refused to say yes. Yes, this witch is her amitié partner. Su Shidahana's amitié partner. The girl who was always so set in her ways, who was led down the wrong path by her stubbornness and intransigence. Okay, what now?
あなたが私たちを思い追い出したのは分かっています。彼女の父母もほら許してくれるとおっしゃっています。
The prince who knows forgiveness, even when having taken a wrong turn along the way, probably represents her other amitié partner.
だからずっとずっと一緒にいましょう。だって私たちは家族なのですもの。
Rapunzel pleading to always stay together represents Su Shidahana herself. The ideal ending that Shidahana once desired is this, our version of Rapunzel.
こうしてラプンツェルは王子と魔女と父母と共に幸せに暮らしました。おしまい。
Okay. A huge round of applause engulfs the theater. I give myself over to the applause, my heart trembling as I feel what Shidahana must be feeling. It's been so long since this has happened, I don't even recognize it. A handkerchief. Even when she hands me the handkerchief, I don't realize what it's for. Takasaki takes it back from me. Oh, you're crying.
こんなにも泣き虫だったなんてね。
And wipes away the teardrop that had been making its way down my cheek. That's a big teardrop. Woo!
地下劇場の奥に人影があったことに気づいた？
Alright. Now I'm actually allowed to pause the game again. A belated Pikachu for the Raiders. Lady got tears like, oh. Oh, late Pikachu for the Raiders. Yeah. Sorry about that. For anyone who's still here.
Pikachu. Pikachu.
Once again, Kari, thank you so much for the raid. Timing is so hard to figure out sometimes, isn't it? Oh, and thank you for the hydrate time. Let's finish up this in-game day thing. I'm going overtime already anyway, might as well. I'm wide awake, still high on the excitement of the performance when Takasaki's words reach my ears. I give up on trying to get to sleep and turn to face the bed next to mine.
やっぱりまだ起きていたのね。
Ah, we're getting closer to her overall if we finally see her in her nightgown and get a special CG for it. Yippee! Thank you for the pat.
真夏だぞ。寝苦しいんだよ。
I make out like my agitation is due to the heat.
で、人影だって？
ええ。監修の奥の車がついていた小さな部屋があったでしょ？
バスキア教諭だろう。朗読している時姿が見えなかったろうが。
そうなのかしら。でも2つ人影があったのよね。
Ooh. I'm astonished that she was able to notice something like that while delivering such a transformative performance. I'm astonished that she apparently saw something that detailed, considering her eyes are not good. It took me everything I had to act the part of Rapunzel of Shirahane.
それで、まだ感想を聞いていないんだけど。
感想？
特等席で最高の演技を見たいと言っていたでしょ？
So I did. At the time, I felt like being honest with her. Whereas now...
いや、今だからこそ言えるのか。
With the lights off, the dimness of the room envelops me, but my eyes are well enough accustomed to it. At this moment, with the border between myself and the world blurred, I feel like I can actually speak my mind freely.
さすがプロだって思ったよ。自慢していい。
そう。あなたもなかなかだったわ。ちゃんと心情を監修に伝えようとしていた。
白羽を思って演じたっていうのは野暮天だろうな。
ねえ、どうして台本を見つけようってなった時、あれほどムキになったの？
だからお前の演技が。
それだけじゃないでしょ？
I hesitate. I think back to how I became aware of Shirahane's feelings, and how, when I read the newly revised script, I was reminded of my own family, with whom I'm still on fairly bad terms. The main theme of Rapunzel.
家族のつまらない確執さ。ラプンツェルの台本を読んで、つい昔を思った。
家族。
There's a strange weight to that word, a kind of sorrow. I peer through the dark at my Michi partner's face.
家族と別れるのは辛いわよね。
いや、そんなことはない。
嘘。
本当さ。今はとても晴れ晴れとしてるよ。家にいた時より、ここ数ヶ月の学院での生活の方がずっといい。
Huh.
本当？
I smile at a skeptical tone of voice, although she probably can't see it.
私はずっと家族に縛られていたんだ。向こうもだけどね。やっと一人になれた。
あなたは強いのね。
I'm not. There's something in that script that reminded me of Shirahane, of my family. I can't abandon that. The ideal ending we wanted. Shirahane decided to struggle forward. I decided not to look back.
そろそろ寝よう。明日も早い。
ええ。
A silence descends through the gloom. I close my eyes, attempting to shake off these girly
おやす
emotions.
み、エリカ。
Oh no, you in touch with your emotional side. Ew, how dare you. My Michi partner softly whispers goodnight.
グリム童話に
I found a slightly different way to interpret it. Oh. Ooh, ow, ow, ow,
危
ow.
険なイノシシを退治した者は王女を嫁にやろうというお触れ
I
に
don't think I know that one, actually.
貧しい兄弟はイノシシ退治を勝手で弟はとある出会いから黒い杖を手に入れ不思議な杖でイノシシを退治してしまう弟は喜び勇みイノシシを抱え城へ向かうが途中で泥酔した兄と会いイノシシを仕留めたことを知った兄は手柄を横取りするために弟を殺してしまった弟の亡骸を橋のたもとに埋め城へと向かいイノシシを退治した褒美として王女と結婚する兄は何不自由なく暮らしていたしかし羊飼いが橋のたもとで亡き弟の骨を見つけ笛を作ると笛は吹いてもいないのに歌を歌い出す あなたが吹く笛は私の骨。兄に殺されて埋められてしまった。兄は王女と結婚したかったから。
Imagining unearthing a bone and this is what it does.
羊飼いが王様へ骨の笛を届け、真実を知った王様に兄は処刑され、弟は年頃に葬られ、お話は終わる。
Maybe.
この話を読んだ折に感じたのは、完全懲悪としての分かりやすい感想でなく、橋のたもとでさえずった骨の笛のことだった。さえずっても信じてもらえなかったとしたら、ずっと弟の無念は残り、歌はどこへ消え失せてしまったのだろうかと。これから始まる物語は、歌を歌うことを忘れてしまった哀れな少女たちのお話。
Sounds more like it would fit into Bloodborne though. Der singende Knochen. I appreciate that they at least took care to have the German make sense. Oh. Could it be that was this my save or like I think I accidentally saved the wrong thing earlier today. Not that it matters, I don't actually need to go through all of the other endings again. I still have all of my saves from back then, but how do I get back to the main menu? Yes. How far along are we? 2 more investigation. Yeah, no, that's still quite a lot. We still have some stuff left. I love these games. Thank you for a nice stream. No, thank you for coming. I'm so glad that Twitch or my internet, both of them I guess, decided not to die like they did yesterday, because I would have lost my mind if the same thing happened again today. To say Bloodborne is a gross monstrosity, well, Dark Souls won't run you down. One day I'll play Bloodborne. That's gonna be a very regretful day for everyone involved. It's one investigation with 2 parts, yeah, but until we actually reach that investigation, there's quite a bunch of stuff in between. So I'd say like another 3 streams probably. Not that I mind. I like spending time in these games. Hey, Elden Ring instead, we can come help. No, I have I'm not gonna touch Elden Ring. The only reason I'm ever going to play Bloodborne is, for 1, I own it, and 2, because I have a bad running with a friend that if he draws me like some art of Nua as a character being in the world of Bloodborne, then I have to play the game, and he has to be there for emotional support. 3 chapters left, we're exactly halfway. Yeah. And this is our, what, 3rd stream of the game? I think? Yeah. So I'd say another 3 streams probably. But yeah. That is going to be it for tonight. We're gonna continue the game Wednesday, because I think I can make it another Wednesday stream actually, which would be nice. I would like to go back to Wednesday being a stream day, but I'll put it on the schedule for Wednesday. But we'll see how that goes. If Wednesday for some reason is not gonna work out, then we'll do it on Thursday. Nobody was helped off a cliff! Very true. We're not at a cliffhanger at all. We literally at the beginning of a new chapter, so that's nice. And no off the clock tower. I wish I was good at those games. I would love to play Clock Tower at some point. But these are games I enjoy way more experiencing someone else do than myself. But still, that's gonna be it for tonight. Let me switch over to a different song real quick. My music. Where is it? There. Gonna post a schedule in a bit. I know Twitter is still acting up. It's working kind of fine for me. I'm just gonna post it there and on Discord as usual. But this game on Wednesday, more Twiwi on Friday, and more Yakuza with hopefully not my internet absolutely fucking dying the entire time on Saturday. Have I considered buying an expensive gaming chair? No, because I have a rather expensive office chair that gives me, like, that's ergonomic and does not cost as much as a gaming chair that does the exact same, except it's marketed towards gamers, so they can make it more expensive. JRPG, even if it's not easy, and then hope you have the patience to play it on stream, even though it's not easy. Oh god. I mean, I would feel some kind of obligation if you actually give me a game to try it on stream, sure, but also don't force yourself, please. Office chairs are for spreadsheets, you need a gaming chair for games. No, listen, I'm very happy with this chair. Only on the main time anyway. Oh yeah, TweetDeck is absolutely broken for me. My mobile Twitter still works though, because I haven't updated that in since before Musk. Before the Muskrat bought the site, so. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. For now, that's gonna be it though. That makes sense. Okay. I'm going to send you guys over to Hez, who's playing Final Fantasy X, if I'm reading that right. Kinda oddly fitting for the sales screen. It's my ending song that I've used for over 2 years now, and I really like it. I'm not gonna retire it anytime soon, I think. Oh no, she doesn't have X in a title. It just says FF10 PS2, so it is Final Fantasy X. No, it does not a lesson. It just says FF10. It doesn't say X. I know my Latin. I took Latin in school. I hated it with every ounce of my body and soul, but I did have Latin in school. Anyway. Thank you for coming by, everyone. Have a very, very good night. I'll post a schedule in a bit. I'll see you all next week. Get some rest. Get some sleep, I know I will. Good night.
And bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.